What's going on, everyone? Salute, salute. Happy New Year. Welcome to the Return of the Knicks Watch Along podcast. I hope everyone's doing well. And Happy New Year to everyone. I say everyone, hope have a wonderful New Year, ready to go. I hope everyone's doing well. And I can't wait to get the Watch Along going. New year, a new page for the New York Knicks. Although there's a lot to talk about with the New York Knicks today. And let's start with the injury front. A lot of injury front. You have 8 players out. As all we know, Mitchell Robinson, health and safety protocols, will not play. 8 Knicks are out tonight, maybe 9. I don't think I saw Emmanuel Quickly's name come up on the scouting report, so we'll see what goes on there. Let's go with the over and unders. The Knicks are 17-19 coming into this game. They're 10-8 away from Madison Square Garden. They are the underdogs. They are 8-point underdogs. Toronto, of course, they're coming in at 15-17. They're 8-10 at home, but they are a favorite because they are coming healthy altogether, ready to go. Vegas likes them, and they're saying the under is 206. So the money line is minus 360. Remember, bet with your head, not over with your head. So, guys, salute. So we got all the guys there. Let's find the starting lineups for our New York Knicks. First, let's go with the home Toronto Raptors. Although only 1,000 people in attendance, they want to stop the COVID spread in Canada as well. So not allowing a full capacity. So it might help the Knicks with the rotation, communicate on defense, and play smart. So we shall see. Let's go. For the Raptors, their starting lineup, you got Fred VanVleet at point guard. You got Gary Trent, Anunoby, Scottie Barnes, and Paxson Siakam. I know I made the spelling mistake I put Cary Grant, but it's Gary Grant. So apologize for that. And for the New York Knicks, starting lineup for the Knicks, let me get there. You got Miles McBride and the R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, Taj Gibson, Evan Fournier, and Miles McBride, the starting lineup for the New York Knicks tonight. So salute to everyone in the chat. Salute to everyone watching along with us. Tracy, Happy New Year to you. And, of course, go New York, go New York. And she says we tie with the Boston Celtics. Let's try to win tonight. And, yeah, right now the Knicks are a little short-handed tonight. And also short. No center. Taj Gibson. Although we're going to see Obi Toppin at times. Coach Thibodeau said that he will play Toppin at center at times here. And wonder if Evan Fournier is good to go. You know, he had a little ankle injury last time, and I thought Emmanuel Quickly came up on the out report, but I see him warming up, so maybe Emmanuel Quickly will play. I did see it on the ESPN injury report, but we shall see. So salute to everyone. I hope your New Year's is doing well. Salute to everyone in the chat watching along with us. I can't wait for they get about 5 more minutes. They should be ready to go. I had a little technical difficulties with the introduction, but hopefully all you can hear me well and everything is going well with you guys. And salute to everyone watching us through the Facebook app as well. So salute everyone through the Facebook app as well as the Twitter app. I appreciate you guys Twitch as well. So salute to everyone. And good luck to A to Z Media Network, who's going to be coming on within another hour with their Cowboys watch along. So Zach will do the Cowboys watch along on his channel, on his network. And I'm here doing the Knicks on the Jedi Sports Network. Part of the Jedi Sports Network branch of networks is the A to Z Media. So salute to him. And, well, good luck to your Cowboys. All true transparency, we are Giants and Jet fans here. But good luck to you guys. Giants taking one on the chin really bad by the Bears today. Wow. 29. Last time I saw it was 29-3, and the Jets surprisingly up 24-17 on the defending world champions, the Bucks, which that's Zach Wilson, 200 yards, 16 out of 26 with a couple touchdowns, and they're up 24-17 with 12 minutes in the fourth quarter. So good luck, Jets. So that'd be a nice building block victory for the New York Jets going forward. But tonight, it's the New York Knickerbockers, first game of 2022. And it's outside the country in Toronto. And let's see. Knicks are 2-0 against the Raptors this season. We want to try to change our fortunes against the Raptors, get a game here, and try to keep them fending from pushing us on the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Actually, the Atlantic Division. They're right on our heels. So with a win, we'll leapfrog up and stay and keep Toronto off our pace. So salute to everyone. And a lot of news. The Knicks again signed a young man recently from. It's I gotta get his name. Give me a minute. I'll find his name for you guys. And I didn't like the signing personally, and I got so discouraged that I didn't even want to bother to learn the guy's name, due to the fact that he's just not what the Knicks need. Another 6'3" player. You bring in another 6'3" point guard, and what are we doing? We got too many of the same. We need length. We need rebounding. We need size, and they decide they're going to bring this kid in. And no, and it escapes me his name. So I apologize for not having his name. I had it written down, but I spilled my drink earlier, and all the paperwork went haywire. So, but it is what it is. Salute to everyone. I'll get the name shortly in a minute. And he was a former Chicago Bull, former. There you go, Ryan Aracuno. Hardly gonna know you. He's gonna come here for a cup of coffee. To be honest with you, not. Nah. It's just I don't know what the Knicks are doing with that one. I can leave that for the post game when I bring guys in here. So we're getting ready to start as they start bringing in the warm ups. Lisandro, salute, Lisandro, man. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Good to see you. Always here on the Sports Jedi Network. Watch along. So salute to you. So we'll get ready to call the watch along and the play-by-play once we get ready to roll. So I hope your New Year's treats you well. Some of your New Year's resolution, I hope, it starts off in a good foot. It's only day 2, so hopefully you didn't break your New Year's resolution. So stay strong with that there. A lot of folks, day 1 or day 2, they go to the wayside. But hopefully you're strong. New Year's resolution, I hope you guys stick with it and get a lot of success as we get ready to go here. As they get ready, he's almost about to start. God, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you have a lot of prosperity and in all your endeavors, Lisandro, and you and your family and everyone that's listening to us in the chat, everywhere you're at, on the Facebook app, Twitch app, Twitter app, YouTube, and on the podcast. Anywhere you hear, you can find your audio podcast. We're there, BX Sports Jedi Network, and all the different programs. Return to the Knicks, the MMA Weekly with Jeff Dan in Austin, from the Bombers Strike Back, the Rangertown Republic, and pretty soon the UCF Knights. We'll be covering the UCF football and UCF basketball in the future. So 2022, a lot of good things happening for the network. So we appreciate you guys joining us, and we appreciate you guys listening along and watching along as we get ready, just about ready to start. About another few more minutes as they warming up. The national anthems were sung. Guys are on the court, and we'll get the watch along going. The Knicks want to improve, start off the 2022 season year with a win and heading the right direction. Be one game under 500, heading into the Celtics back-to-back, and we shall see. Like I said, the mantra on the network is one game, one possession, one half at a time, and then one game at a time. Then you look back, you win those baby steps. So let me bring the ticker in. So once we get going, we get the ticker going. We get going here. We get to watch and get to see. Let me go this way better so we can see it better. Gideon in the building. Salute Gideon. Gideon hopefully will join us later on to wrap up. We have the Pacers on Tuesday. Yeah, I figured it was one before the Celtics. We were sandwiched one of those games before the back-to-back with Celtics, and I was escaping who it was. It was the Indiana Pacers. Marlon Johnson, salute. Marlon Johnson, salute from Jamaica. Our main man from Jamaica comes in the building, checks in. Salute my main man. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. I hope your New Year's so far is going really well. Don't break your New Year's resolution, as I was mentioning earlier. And, of course, get ready to go. Last time the Knicks won in Jurassic Park was in 2015. And Gideon with the fun facts, always feeding us. Remember, guys, that is Gideon, the one and only Gideon, a.k.a. the notorious G-Money. So keep tuned. Next Saturday, hopefully we have a new G-Money Hoop Show program. He'll drop the new year, and I'll have to talk about with this And we can't wait to see Gideon in there, aka the notorious G Money, talk about the hoops around the NBA, especially his Phoenix Suns. So Gideon, salute to you, my friend. So we're probably taking the last commercial break before we get the tip off. And salute to everyone again. So let's get it going. Let's get it going. I hope your Sunday is going well. Those that return to work tomorrow, hope you guys have fully rested. Holiday season is over. Although for us, if you're from the Latino descendant, New Year's, the holiday season doesn't end until maybe some Latin cultures until the 6th, after the three wise men, el Dia de los Reyes is over, or some hasta la Octavina, depending what part of the Latin America are you from. So Christmas is still going on for us here. So we'll get ready to call this game, get ready to watch along, and I hope you guys are ready. And let me make sure that there's no noise coming through. I hear a little noise from my end on the background. Let me fix that. And Octavitas. There you go. That's the right way. I said it incorrectly there. So Octavitas, that means it continues to mid January. And those that are already, like, as soon as this telecast is over, the Christmas tree in my home is going to start coming down. Just to put stuff away, just because I have to go to work and I don't have time to put away all the decorations. So we'll get that watch along going. Let's make sure that everything goes smooth here, and we're about to start from Toronto. And hopefully we'll get ready to go. We get this watch along play by play with the Knicks get a victory tonight on the road here. I cannot wait. I waited all day trying to fill it in, and it's something you're trying to watch football. I try watching it, and I can't get into it. I just was more nervous and anxious to watch the Knicks. So the Knicks back to Toronto, trying to win this game. That last game in OKC, you turned the page. They were not sharp. They just missed got a lot of shots. That's all it was. And also they were learning how to play with each other, adjustment. So CB in the building. Good afternoon, CB. Good afternoon. Came right on time. I appreciate you seeing you here. So let's get ready to rumble as we get ready to call this play, this action. Remember, I'm going to be about a couple seconds behind due to the fact we're streaming, and by the time it hits the airwaves in YouTube out to you, we'll be a little bit behind. So as we get ready to rumble, the Jets are now up 20-24, and that's in the middle of the fourth quarter. So Tampa's trying to creep up slowly. Jets were playing really well here. Hopefully they don't let Tampa come back and take this victory from them, for those who are Jet fans like myself. And the Giants are just taking it on the chin badly. So let's get ready to rumble as they start. I thought they mentioned the lineups, but they are calling the lineups here on my feed. So let's get ready to rumble here. As you see, guys, the ticker's right there. It tells you those that are coming in a little late want to know what score, the score, who's leading. You can look at the ticker there. It has the scoreboard for you there, and as it updates, the AI program updates it for you, and you guys can see that there, and timeouts and situation like that as we do the play-by-play and watch along. So let's get ready. Sunday afternoon, as I'm very anxious to see how this Knicks team comes out with no centers. Well, just really no centers. They're going to play no centers. Gibson is a power forward playing the hybrid center. Obi Toppin will be playing some center minutes, and centers and a lot of small forwards. And let's see how this is going to. Let's see. Let's see if they really say basketball became a positionless basketball. But one thing I tell you, basketball is still fundamentals. You got to play your fundamentals. Knicks play their fundamentals no matter what. They should be competitive and, dare I say, take this victory against a pretty much healthy Toronto Raptors. But we shall see. Vegas doesn't think so. Vegas has them as an underdog by 8 points on the road. So we shall see today. So the one thing is, there's only 1,000 people in attendance, although it looks like an empty stadium. Looks like the bubble last year's situation. And it'll help, I think, advantage New York, because they could talk and rotate and communicate who to rotate, where to rotate, and you're going to see the Knicks defensive intensity return similar to last year. So we'll get ready to go here. So the Raptors versus the Knicks. And this is a third game of a 4-game road stat for the Toronto Raptors. Maria, salute Maria. Maria's in the building. And we'll get calling this once we get ready to rumble. Maria's in the building from the Facebook app. Maria, super fan, the first lady of the Jedi Network. Happy New Year, Maria. It's good to see you. Johnson, Selden, Trinidad Tobago in the building. Yo, checking in. What it's up? Johnson, Selden, salute to you. So we'll get ready to go as they're going to. Actually, I'll be topping with the wins the tip-off. So on their way, Knicks come up with the tip-off. Happy 2022 year. And McBride to topping. Back to McBride. McBride, top of the key, passes it back to Fournier. Fournier, top of the key. He's got Siakam on him. He's going to reset. He keeps his dribble. Taj with a screen. Back to McBride. McBride jumps up for 3. And that's in and out. Missed. Just barely went in. Here's Scottie Barnes with the rebound. Scottie Barnes bringing it up. Scottie back to Trent. Back to Siakam. Siakam by the paint line. Drop pass from VanVleet. VanVleet going to cut. He scores. So give an assist there. And VanVleet scores. Mike Ortiz. What's going on? Salute. In the building. Salute. Mike Ortiz as Obi Toppin has the ball. He's going to pass it to RJ Barrett, top of the key. RJ Barrett still driving. Passes it to Fournier. Pepe Le Pew passes it to Taj. Back to Le Pew. Le Pew in the paint. Puts the floor and scores. Pepe Le Pew down the paint to the hole. He scores. So it looks like his ankle looks a little better there. 2-2. He should have done that more against OKC, but we know he was hobbled as the Knicks tie this here with 10:55 here. VanVleet back to Scottie Barnes. Scottie Barnes driving. Actually, no, that's not Barnes. That's Anunoby. All over RJ. Puts it up underneath and scores. So OG Anunoby scores. I thought that was Scottie Barnes. My apologies, but Toronto takes a 4-2 lead. Same to you, Johnson. Same to you as McBride in the curl. McBride has a double team. McBride still keeps his dribble. McBride has Scottie Barnes. Passes to Obi. Wide open 3. And it's up. It's good. 3-pointer. Obi Toppin uses the force. 5-4. Knicks up. So, yes, indeed, we need his offense. As here's Siakam to the corner to VanVleet. VanVleet rises for 3. And that's good. So, Fred VanVleet answers that back. And Toronto's up 7-5. Here's RJ Barrett. Barrett from the right wing. Barrett keeps the dribble. Barrett driving. Back to Toppin. Back to Fournier. 12 on the shot clock. Fournier bounce pass to Obi. Obi from the right wing. Here's Fournier. Rises for 3. It's on the mark. Rebound comes Trent. Trent has a 3-on-2. Here's Siakam. Siakam pushes off. And they're going to call a foul on Deuce McBride. And I saw Siakam push off there. Wow. So Toronto will have it. So they call the foul on McBride there. As VanVleet is going to inbound the ball here to Siakam. Back to VanVleet. VanVleet's on a switch to Taj Gibson. Here's Cherry Trent. He has Le Pew on him. Le Pew passes it. Trent passes it to Siakam in the hole and turns, spins, shoots it up, and it's good. So mid-range jumper from the post is good. So Toronto up 9-5. Here's McBride. McBride keeps a dribble stolen by Siakam and into the hands of OG. OG still keeps the dribble. OG's going to the hole. He's challenging RJ Barrett and got it and a foul. So OG Anunoby going in there for a chance for a 3-point play. So you saw last game he was cooking on the Knicks and he's trying to see that New York Knicks uniform and he gets going. So RJ did reach on that foul there. So he has a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play. So OG Anunoby, he's averaging 19.7 points this season as he completes the 3-point play. So the Knicks trail now 12-5 here. Just started the first quarter, 9-15 as RJ Barrett fights to the screen, Toppin back to Fournier, 14 on the shot clock, and they're going to call a foul here. So Knicks will have it. As Fournier going to inbound the ball here. Fournier trying to find a curl. Gets it into McBride. 13 on the shot clock. McBride top of the key. McBride keeps his dribble to Taj. Taj passes it to Taj. Oh, over. Too much English there. So turnover. Taj Gibson threw the ball way over Obi Toppin's head with 9:04. Turnover. Knicks trail 12-5 here. As they'll get the ball from the stands because the stands are empty. Siakam will inbound to VanVleet. Back to Siakam. So it's interesting to see Siakam bringing the ball up. I mean, it'd be nice to see some pressure on the ball handle, but OG gets the ball. OG wants to cook on RJ. He's driving. Spins, stops it, passes it out. Good job by RB. And here's a drive by Trent. Misses. RJ Barrett comes up with the rebound. RJ driving. RJ going down. He loses the handle but keeps it. Got it back. Obi in rhythm 3. It's in and out. Trent with the rebound. Here's VanVleet. 8:31 here. Not 12-5. Here's VanVleet transition 3. Hits in front of the rim. Rebound RJ Barrett. Here's Barrett. Wants to push. Barrett pushes it to Tipson. Gibson had a chance there. Didn't hold the battle. He spins. Misses. Rims in and out. So Gibson misses at point branch. Here comes Toronto. VanVleet with the Euro step. And it's good. So Toronto making the Knicks pay there. They're up 14-5. As RJ brings the ball up. As Thibodeau calls a play. RJ driving. RJ top of the key. And he puts it up. A lot of contact, but he'll go to the line. And he got a foul on Siakam. So RJ Barrett going to the free throw line here. Showing VanVleet's. And good job for RJ not picking up his second quick foul there as VanVleet challenged him. Free throw here for RJ Barrett. As you get Birch coming in here. Knicks trail 6-14. And RJ misses, goes 1 of 2 from the line. 7:55 here. Toronto up 14-6. Passes it around to Trent. Back to VanVleet. Fred bounce pass to Birch. Birch misses. Loose ball. Last touch by New York. So 11 on the shot clock. Gets it retained by Toronto underneath the basket. It's getting a little physical. Yes, indeed, it is. Hopefully the refs. And there's an inbound pass to Trent Jr. Passes it back to Fred. Fred rises for 3. It's good. So VanVleet hits a three-pointer. 17-6. Knicks trail by 11 and timeout on the floor. Oh, man. Timeout. So Knicks trail by 11. So Toronto getting out to a hot start here. So Tom Thibodeau will talk to his team. So Knicks under man, not a good start here. You don't want to get down on the road. It would have been nice for them to play ahead, but it is what it is. Now they have to work themselves out of this 11-point hole early in the first. And like CB says, it was getting a little physical. We shall see if the refs allows them to play a little more physical. Make sure that. And there's a timeout on the floor, and hopefully we get some stats in a minute. No stats yet, but once I get some stats, I'll let you guys know. And right now with 3 minutes, actually the Jets are up 20-24 on the defending champions. And they have the ball in the red zone, so Jets could add some more points here. And we got Gideon says, Raptors putting the Knicks to extinction early. It's still early. It's a lot. Sharing the rock early. They're just hitting shots right now off the curls and getting. They're looking good on hitting their shots. So I'll keep you updated on if those that are interested in the Jets. Although, who's really interested in New York football these times? But they're up 20-24 with 20 left. They're in the red zone. They're on the 6-yard line. Yeah, the Jets, those Jets with 2:17, 4th and 2. So they're up by 4 with a chance to make it a 7-point game, but you give the ball back to Tom Brady. So a little cross promotion with both. Jack City, what's going on? All right, not yet, Jack. It's still early. We got to get a little adjustment, Jack City. We're down by 11 right now. They're in a timeout, so I'm just giving you a little update on the Jets game. They're down by 11. Toronto's hitting some plays off the curl, some threes, and look to see the Knicks make some adjustments here on this timeout. There's still going to be a run. It's still plenty of time. It's not lost yet in the first. It's still plenty of time here for make adjustments. NBA is a game of runs. Remember, every team goes through these runs, a game of runs. They have to just keep defending the 3-point line. And now they could hear each other on rotation on defense as we get ready back to the action here. And they inbound the ball here to Gibson. Gibson back to Fournier. Fournier driving. Fournier keeps his dribble. Fournier's going to put it up. And it's in and out, missing. A lot of shots are going in and out for New York. Here's Siakam. Siakam. He's got RJ on him. He spins in the paint, puts it up to Birch. Back, they push it back out to OG. OG, 14 on the shot clock. And they're going to say a moving screen, so turnover. New York will get the ball back here with 7-16. Toronto up 17-6. They need to capitalize and score on every turnover or Toronto mistakes if they want to get back in this game. So head coach Nick Nurse is back. They're getting healthy. And here's Burks back in the game. Now I'm checking in for the first time. Here's Burks. He's going to get top of the key. Burks with the ball in his hands. Burks passes it to Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin deep in the post. Passes it to Gibson. Gibson going to shoot a wide open three. It's good. Todd Gibson from downtown. So Knicks cut it now to 8. It's 17-9 with 6:51. It's a game of runs, guys. Just remember. Here's VanVleet. Passes it back to Birch. Birch looking for OG. OG on ISO against RJ. Got his dribble. Top high post. He's driving in. And he's losing the handle, but RJ's sticking with him. Now he's backing RJ in ISO. He's going to photo away shot. Misses. Rebound Todd Gibson. So one and done. That's what you need to do. Here comes Alec Burks. Burks, top of the key, puts up the shot, and it's good. So Alec Burks hits it. So it's a 17-11 game. And Sean Mixman doesn't like the Knicks. He thinks they're a joke. And CB right now, things they're undermanned right now. Here's OG running for 3. Misses. The rebound comes by Gibson. So Knicks has a chance here to try to get back here, make this game a little tighter. Here's a bounce pass to RJ Barrett from RJ rises from the wing, misses, rebound Todd Gibson with the offensive glass, back to Fournier. Fournier rises up for 3. It's off the mark. Rebound RJ. He gets a rebound again, and he loses it. So Pepe Le Pew had butterfingers. Here comes Toronto. Toronto with VanVleet in the transition. VanVleet stop. Good job by the Knicks harassing. VanVleet still keeps the dribble in the paint, passes it out to OG. OG for 3, and that's off the mark. Back tap, Toronto. Here comes Obi in the front court. Here's Alec Burks, transition 3. It's good. So quick action, quick pace there. So just like that, 13-17, Knicks down by 4. So I remember, guys, it's a game of runs. As VanVleet will bring the ball up. Fred bounce passes to OG. Back to Birch. Birch to VanVleet. Taj on the switch. And now Obi on the switch. They're going to wide open OG. But he driving. Good job by RJ. Picked up a charge. No, they call a blocking foul. My God. He was standing there for 3 Mississippis. But they'll no avail. They'll call a charging foul on RJ Barrett. So Barrett quicks up 2 quick fouls. One of the only guys that could score and get to the paint. And he's going to have to sit with 2 fouls as Gibson gives us some instructions. I don't know if Thibodeau will trust to leave him out there. We'll see. Let's see after the first free throw what happens. And OG hits the first, 18-13. It's a game of runs as Emmanuel Quickly, who came on the ESPN scouting report, he's out. He's actually in. So this is why I don't like to look early in the games to see who's in, who's out, and post it because you end up looking like a fool. They always give you the misinformation, especially ESPN. They right now are the worst. I don't know if they're in touch with the beat writers or what. And OG hits 2 free throws here. So extend here, 19-13 with 5-8. No knock on them, but they give out so much misinformation. Here's Burks from the free throw line, jumper, misses, dip rebound, loose ball. Burks still fighting for it. VanVleet comes up with it, but here's a transition. Birch with a dunk, so no one got back in time. So Birch escaped, so they get an easy transition bucket, 21-13. So right like that, Toronto quickly puts up an 8. It's back to 8 again. So quickly, Emmanuel Quickly calling a play to Fournier on the curl. curl, and he has Scottie Barnes. Good job by Taj freeing him up on it, and Fournier from the baseline. It's good. So Evan Fournier hits it, and it's 21-15. As they didn't update that in Toronto. And here's a loose ball. And oh, that was tipped in on the run. 23. And that's 23-17. And here's Quickly back to Toppin, back to Quickly. And Toronto still hasn't updated this scoreboard right. Here's Obi Toppin, passes it to Burke. Burke's back to Quickly. Quickly's going to open three. Misses. Rebound. Obi Toppin there with the dunk. Yes, indeed. So am I missing something here? I thought the score was supposed to be 23-19, but I don't know. Obi passed out to Taj. What is going on? Salute to our resident GM in the building. Our resident GM, Knicks GM 100. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. Oop, let me get back to where we were here, to this picture-in-picture. Salute to him. Happy New Year to our resident GM in the program. So just like that, game of runs, 23-17 right now in the first, as they call a timeout on the floor. And plenty of basketball here left. You know, usually a lot of times when you see teams get into a hot shooting, they don't sustain it, and teams get back in the run. Dan Jones, salute Dan Jones. And Quickly shot has been off. A couple players that have been struggling, Quickly and Quentin Grimes, both have been struggling a little bit from the field. The truth is here. Yes, indeed. Tell us the truth. The truth is here. Let's get Grimes in there. We just mentioned Grimes when you came on. The truth is here. Salute. Welcome to the program. And of course, now we have the truth. It's in the building. So I hope you become a regular. Join us. Subscribe. Join us, the family. Same as Sean Mixman. Welcome to the Jedi Network. Subscribe, like, share, be part of it. Thank you for participating, first of all, in our chat. And chat, salute Sean Mixman and the truth is here. We appreciate you guys joining us. And hopefully you're part of the Jedi family. Welcome aboard. As we have a timeout here on the floor still. So, of course, we got Sean Mixman as well, and the truth is here. So, salute to the new faces, and also everyone else that always comes on and joins. You know, we had Tracy DaCosta in the building. Those that don't know, Tracy DaCosta is from our Yankee watch along, of course, and of course, no other introduction needed. But we still got to give him his props, his props as the main man of the program, Robert Parr. Salute, Robert Parr. The main man is here. Indeed. Robert Parr, salute. I'm doing well. Happy New Year, my friend. Yes, indeed. As Robert Parr, always the main man of the program. Always saluting, always welcoming the welcoming committee. We're the main man welcome committee of the chat patrol. There it is. There we go, Robert Parr. We're getting some more. We're going to keep giving you more titles on the program. Out with the boys putting some shots. Cool. Good job. So Toppin with 19 points tonight. Actually, against the Raptors last time, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 6 for 14 from the field, and he was perfect from the free throw. He had one of his best games. That was his first double-double with the New York Knicks in his professional career. In fact, that was on December 10th. So when we get back in the action here, VanVleet will bring the ball up. Scottie Barnes has been quiet tonight, but I hope I don't jinx it. Best of TikTok. What's up, man? Happy New Year. Good to see you back. I hope you were well. Siakam. Siakam is putting moves on Gibson. Spins. Good job by Gibson putting defense. And that rims out. And Siakam gets the offensive board. Siakam goes back, puts it up, and he gets fouled. So pass him Siakam showing some grit there. Determination, and he'll go to the line for an old-fashioned three-point play. And yeah, so salute, the best of TikTok. And Rangers, the Rangers scored 4 points today. Oh, as Tampa takes a 28-24 lead on my New York Jets. What happened? They didn't kick the field goal, did they? They got cute. Oh, God. This New York based football teams, my goodness. No, Noel is still out in safety protocol, so the lead is 26-17 here. Just like that, 9-point lead as the ball goes to Gibson. Gibson back to Quickly looking for Burks. Burks passes Obi driving, jump for Fournier. Fournier's going to rise for three, and that's good. Three-pointer. Pepe Le Pew with the three-pointer. And that gives a 20-26 is a 6-point game here. As Barnes bounce past to Siakam. Siakam stopped by Gibson. And good job by the Knicks, but the ball, good job by Toppin. Last touch by New York. 12 on the shot clock. No, they say last touch by Toronto. Whoa. Wow. I saw that ball clearly deflected of Obi Toppin. Knicks will take advantage of that misplay. So bad officiating. Knicks benefit here with 2 minutes and 55 seconds here. Here's Burks. Burks bounce pass to Gibson. Gibson spinning. Back to Burks. Burks driving 12 on the shot clock. Burks underhand scoop. It's good. What a beautiful move by Alec Burks. The Knicks down by 4 with 2:42 as VanVleet brings the ball up. Fred still keeps the dribble. Good job by quickly getting the ball out of him. Here's Scottie Barnes. Scottie Barnes is going to take a mid-range jumper. Misses. Rebound by quickly. Knicks could cut this down, cut the lead more. And here's quickly. Driving quickly back to Obi. Obi thought about the 3. Obi driving, spins. Back to quickly. Over by the left keep. He's driving back into the middle of the paint. He's driving, keeps his dribble, keeps the ball alive. Burks, 7 on the shot clock. Burks driving. Burks kick it out to Tipson. Back to Fournier. Fournier takes a floater. And, wow, he didn't know that was like an in-between floater jumper. So he misses. Here comes Toronto. Here's Siakam. Now he's got a mismatch. He's going to want to double. He's going to want to isolate on Burks, but he rises to VanVleet. Wide open 3 from far. That was short. Rebound by Toppin. So he hands it off to Emmanuel quickly as quickly brings the ball up here. Knicks down by 4. Here comes quickly around the curl. Quickly keeps his dribble. Quickly puts it off the glass. And he gets it. So Knicks down by 2. 24-26. Games of runs, guys. Remember, games of run. So here comes VanVleet with 1 minute and 31 seconds. Here's Siakam. Good job by Burks denying it. Comes up with the loose ball. So playing the passing lanes. Here's quickly. Knicks come up with a steal. Back to Fournier. Fournier driving. Knicks love to go into the corner and bubble themselves. Back to Fournier. Fournier's going to rise for 3. It's off the mark. Rebound by Toronto. Siakam. So Siakam, front court. It's going to feature Barnes, who has a mismatch. Knicks come surveil. They're swarming now. So Knicks are moving on D. They're communicating. They're rotating. Remember, there's no crowd to listen as they call a foul. So maybe that's a big thing. As the Jets lose 28-24, they let this game get out of their grasp. I get that 4th and 2. They probably want to go for it and seal it, and instead of kicking the field goal. Terrible. And of course, I like what Truth says. They're a little old school there. Because whenever the ball falls through, you have to drive and try to draw the fouls. Yep, I agree with you there on that. You have to attack the paint, especially that they're not known for a lot of rim protectors on both teams. So 27-24, Scottie Barnes has another free throw coming up. So the rookie, averaging 15.6 points a game in 27 game of action as he hits a pair of free throw. Toronto up by 4 here with 57 seconds here. Burks keeps the dribble, passes it to quickly. Here's a drive back to Burks. Burks thought about the 3. Burks felt contact. He put it up. And let's see if it's a blocking foul. So I don't know if Toronto probably has another foul to give here. So Knicks will inbound, although Burks try to throw it up there, see if he gets into the shooting motion, but the refs are going to have them inbound. Yeah, that was a bad loss for the Jets. That was a terrible loss. So inbound ball here. Fournier. Bounce pass to Burks. Back to Fournier. Fournier top of the key. Driving. Passes it back out. Passes it quickly. 4.6 seconds. Quickly put the floater up. Blocked by Birch. And here comes Toronto. So they've had that good scouted on quickly. Here's OG going up. Put it up. And he's going to draw a foul. So OG Anunoby going to the free throw line here. So Knicks had a chance here. And now Toronto's trying to increase it back to 6 and try to close out this first quarter back on top by 6. 2-possession game here. So at this moment, I'll take Wendy Selden instead of Fournier. Yeah, but they need to keep Fournier out there. They kind of need a little veteran. I understand, but right now the lack of players that they have, they got to play Fournier, unfortunately, going forward, as OG hits one and he hits both free throws here. So Toronto's up 30-24, back up by 6 here with 28.4 seconds. There's going to be a 4.4 seconds between game clock and shot clock. So look for the Knicks to try to hold and limit give at least 4 seconds back as much as possible to Toronto. As Burks back to Fournier. Who's going to take this shot is Quickly. Quickly, top of the key here. He has Scottie Barnes, that's the higher man, taller man on him. Here's Obi with a nice screen by Obi Toppin. And that two-man game between Toppin and Quickly works again. Knicks down by 3 here. 7 seconds on the clock. Here's Scottie Barnes back to, here's a wide open 3. And good job by Fournier coming in a little bit late, but that was a good open 3. There's a chance. Oh, Toppin. So at the end, Knicks trail by 3, 27-30, despite the fact that they started off and they were down by double digits and they fought back, cut it down to 2, and actually they cut it down to 3. This is the closest they've been all game, 27-30 at the end of one quarter. So momentum going into the second quarter, we shall see. Remember, there is no Rat Pack. The Rat Pack is mostly on the floor, but we shall see how they adjust. A shorthanded New York Knicks team tonight. We'll see how they'll play out there. Let's go with the stats if I can get some stats out here. And let's go with the New York Knicks on the road are shooting 11 out of 23. That's 47.8% from the field, while holding Toronto to 10 out of 21. That's 47.6. Almost the same field goal percentage for both teams. Although the Knicks had 2 more extra possessions than Toronto. The Knicks are 4 of 10 from three-point land. That's 40% from 3. Toronto is shooting 2 of 9 from three-point line. That's 22.2%. The Knicks are 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Toronto's 8 of 8 from the free throw line. They've been out to the free throw line 8 times. New York only been twice. The Knicks are trailing the rebound department 13 and 11. They'll both have 3 offensive rebounds apiece. Knicks have 5 assists to Toronto's 6 assists. Toronto have 1 block. The Knicks have no blocks. The Knicks have 1 steal. Toronto has 2 steals. Both teams turned the ball over 8 times. This is a number that hopefully changes in the Knicks' favor this next quarter. But although with no center, with no one over 6'9", they're going to have a tough time. It's points in the paint. Toronto has 16 points in the paint, and New York only has 8. So that's going to be a number that's going to hurt the Knicks all game long. And let's go Bruno Nathan Silva Costa Nathan. What's going on? Wow, that was a handful to say, but salute. Brazil. I believe in that name. I think you might be Brazilian. If not, don't matter. Welcome to the channel. Salute. And good to see you there. So let's see who's the Knicks leading scorer in this first quarter. The Knicks leading scorer was Evan Fournier. Pepe Le Pew has 7 points. 12 minutes of action with 1 rebound. Toppin 5 points, 12 minutes of action, 4 assists for Obi Toppin. That's right, 4 assists. I'm going to put CB's quote. That's right, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 5 points. Taj Gibson 3 points, 4 rebounds, 12 minutes of action, and 1 point for RJ Barrett. He was in foul trouble, picked up 2 fouls. Burks was 6 points, 7 minutes of action, 5 points for Quickly, 2 rebounds in 5 minutes, and that's it. That's all that played in that first. So it'll be interesting to see as we start here. As they inbound the ball to OG. Let's go Knicks. And CR21, the depressed Knicks fan, and there's a 3-pointer by OG right off the curl there. So just like that, it's a 6-point game. So good job off of that possession. There's a Kevin Knox sighting as. Back to Knox wide open for 3. Misses. Rebound OG Anunoby. I wanted Knox to hit that so bad. So here comes Scottie Barnes. Barnes still keeps the dribble there. So they're going to see if they want to feature Barnes here. Has to get going. He hasn't quiet first quarter. He's spinning on Quickly, and he puts it up, and he's going to the free throw line. Yeah, and we're starting to see a whistle disparity. You know, difference from our free throws. Refs are not calling for Knicks. They must continue to go to the basket. Yeah, but it gets to the point where you know the refs are not going to call it your favor. You're going to have to try to shoot because then you're just going to turn over the ball. But these guys, you know, you can see that they're linked and they miss. You know, where is that reference that they say that, you know, Randall's too strong or too big to get calls? Well, right now Toronto's bigger and stronger than the Knicks right here. Where's that logic that you gave Randall? As he hits 1 of 2, and it's not crying about the refs, but you know, let's have an even keel if you're gonna call it the way if you're gonna not call it when Randall gets hammered. As Quickly comes off a curl, gets the ball here. Toronto's moving and rotating. Here's Quickly driving, stops on a dime, spins. He had 3 men on him and no call. And here's shoots the 3, 1 and done for New York. But here comes Quickly with the offensive rebound, tracked it down. Quickly Pass it. Oh, stolen. So he telegraphed that. Here comes OG. OG puts it up and scores. So quickly telegraphed that pass and turns the ball over. Leads to a bucket. So Knicks down by 9 here. Here's Emmanuel Quickly. He's going to call timeout. And the timeout on the floor. Ugh. You think RJ can develop into DeMar DeRozan type player? And right now, CR21. I have the ticker right here on the Facebook. On the YouTube. It's right here on the bottom. The Knicks trail 36-27. But in future, I'll always have that scoreboard right on this correct play for your convenience, so you can see. But I always give the update of the score. So yes, they're trailing 36-27 right now. And here it says here they need to average like 20 points a game as a team, at least. Weldon Selvin or Evan Fournier, as the chat starts getting funny with that. That's fun. Wayne Selden out, and I don't know why the Knicks keep signing more point guards, more guards. You got, and it's interesting to see they signed Damian Dotson for another 10 days, and he's not even here. And I'm a little bit puzzled with the Knicks front office, but I'll have a podcast on about that either this evening or early tomorrow morning on that. So check it out anywhere you get your audio podcasts in Apple. Anywhere, Apple, Spreaker, anywhere, just click on it, put BX Sports Jedi Network. First, you look for us there, and then you find the different programs. Return to the Knicks, and I have a podcast about what is the front office doing, signing the same type of players over and over, with their 10-day. Can you guys pick up a power forward, a combo power forward center, 6'10", 6'11", 6'9", because this team needs size. They need rebounders. They got enough shooters, in my opinion, but I'll leave that for more to break down. And, of course, the press Knicks fan says, we need 20 points from Burks. You know what? I agree with you on that. And I think Grimes needs to be the unsung hero tonight. All right. And they're a small team. Yeah, even before the COVID protocols, CB, they're still a small team to my liking. Jericho Sims is 6'10", and at best, true 7-footer is Mitchell Robinson, and he's like, and then Nolan Noel is like 6'11", Pepe Mache, Todd Gibson at 6'10" goes out there and competes. Obi Toppin 6'9", yeah, Julius Randle 6'8" at best, and then you have a bunch of 6'4" to 6'7" shooting guard combos. You would like to have a couple guys at least 6'11". I was calling for a 6'11" small forward, Laurie Marketing in the offseason. But, we could leave that for a podcast. So as we get back here, back into the action, we're still waiting for them to inbound the ball here. Oh, from your lips to God's ears, I have his jersey on right now, Truth. That's the truth. So here's quickly. Still keeps the dribble, passes it back to Burks. Burks driving. Burks stop on a dime, spins. He loses the ball, but there's a foul call. So great. Then the referees know how to call a whistle on the Knicks offensive possession. So Achula gets hit with that loose ball, with that foul. With 10-20, Knicks trail here by 9, 27-36. Although this has been a game of runs as Quentin Grimes gets the ball into quickly. So look, there passes it, Knox back to Burks. Burks back to Kevin Knox. Knox got to go strong. Knox gets called for traveling. So he's doing a walk. This is not football. You can't just put the ball like a running back. That's what he looked there. Wrong sport. Although right day, but wrong sport as they'll inbound the ball here. So Thibodeau's got his work out for him. He's going to have to really coach this team here as Barnes. Barnes will bring it up here. Good job by Grimes playing around him. Here's Burks, Achua, and Obi. Obi passes it to Achua. Achua, 10 on shot clock. He wants to now go one-on-one with Obi. He's driving, stops on a dime, spins. Good job by Obi, not faking. Misses the shot, but loose ball rebound. Achua comes up with it. Now he has Knox on the right wing. He's driving on Knox. Good job by Quentin Grimes harassing. Come up with a steal. And last touch by Toronto. So good job. Combination between Knox and Grimes putting some good defense. So Kevin Knox going to inbound the ball here to to Amonio quickly with 9:40 here. Knicks trail here, 36-27. Kevin Knox, top of the key, passes it to Burks. Knicks need some low post moves. Here's Burks, back to Knox. Knox, back to top it in the paint. Top it, come on, go. And try to give it go with quickly, but Scottie Barnes in the passing lane. Burks comes up with it. And here's quickly 2-on-1. He's going to feed alley-oop, and good job there by Obi. And OG, played that ball perfect. And here's Achua back to, and hits the other way. Toronto executes a fast break. So Knicks, even trying on winning plays, lose out here as Toronto extends here to 11. And they're going to call another timeout. Wow. That is hard. Bad turn of events there, man. Oh, Alex Coquito. Salute, Alex Coquito. Oh, no problem, man. Anytime. Alex Coquito, please check out on one of our features channels. When you go to the Jedi Network, go to the feature channels on my page. You're going to see where Alex Coquito is. Man, we're so close to getting my friend there to the 1,000 subscriber mark. Go ahead, give the guy a subscription, man. It's totally free. Support him the way you support my program, and check it out. And check out the content, really good content from if you want to know about what's going on in the island of Puerto Rico. Also, check his other platform, the Midwest podcast. For all you wrestling fans, I know I saw the CR, Depressed Knit fan, is a Robin Range fan. They break down a good wrestling podcast as well. CR, check them out. They were on last night. We were in the chat in attendance. They did a phenomenal job after day one in WWE's pay-per-view last night. Although they didn't kind of like it, but I thought it was pretty good. But we agree to disagree. But Alex Coquito doing his thing. Let's get him to the 1,000 mark for 2022, and Kikiriki, of course. So he goes. Randall and Mitch are going to need if they're going to be a 500. Yeah, I agree. And those that don't want him here, Randall, it's not that we don't want him here. Is that he needed. I'm not saying it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to play. The team is going to play without him, but if the Knicks want to go in the playoffs and go to where they were last year and maybe improve that, definitely Randall has a big part of the growth. Definitely, he just has to play better. That's all we need to see. The same time, and I'm not saying it's not giving the effort, but we need to see a better result from what he had, similar to what he had last season. Shuddering is horrible. So we shall see here. Willie V, salute Willie V in the building. Willie V in the building. So Knicks trailing here, as they call a timeout here. So Thibodeau, and it's interesting to see because the Knicks do not have a low post threat. They have no low post scoring. Toppin, he's more, you need a point guard to lead him to the basket, and he hasn't developed the low post moves yet or the ability to confidently go get the ball and score in the low post. And Gibson, who are not known for an offensive threat, so they really don't have any offense in the middle. So Toronto could play if they want perimeter defense all they want, but the Knicks going to have to learn how to cut, backdoor cuts, back to basic, give and go, move without the ball, perpetual motion, and going north to south. And I think if they do that, there should be an opportunity there. Look for McBride to get back and do those kind of moves. RJ Barrett has that kind of play, but RJ Barrett comes off with a 3, misses, rebound Burks. Burks gathers, Burks back to RJ. RJ now needs to drive. RJ drives, he got contact, and finally a whistle. He got hit twice, and finally on the second option, got hurt. And CB says he's not a number one option, Randall. Right. But we all know that. But can Randall adapt that cause and not be a number one and play like a number 3? Because I think he's a really great number 3. I don't even think he's a number 2, to be honest with you. As RJ misses the first. And the thing is, we don't have a number 1 because RJ is borderline number 3 to a really good role player. If you ask me, he's got to have to keep showing the next step. As RJ hits 1 of 2, so RJ not having a good night. He's like, he missed a free throw earlier, so it's a 10-point game here. Can the Knicks cut this down and keep it and cut it down to single digits before halftime? As there's plenty of time here. It's 8 minutes here. They could still go on a run and actually take the lead here. But here's OG on Grimes, passes it back out, passes it back to Scottie Barnes. Barnes over quickly, and that's an air ball. Last touch by Kevin Knox, who came in running. Although they're going to say shot clock violation, so Knicks will have it here. We must take the ball to the rim and create, and will V and create causes because the fouls or sit the bench could be. Must take out the ball. Great points at the line because opponents foul out or sitting at the bench. Okay, I got it. I was trying to read it and do the play-by-play at the same time. Here's quickly. I'll leave it up there as quickly. Back to RJ. RJ. Back to Burks. Burks. Back to quickly. Quickly driving. Double team. Passes it around. Here's RJ. Wide open three, and that was blocked. So RJ getting blocked here as Thibodeau puts his hands down and discusses. Here's grabbing Trent in transition, and they're going to call a foul to stop the momentum back there. And the Knicks will inbound. Actually, Toronto will inbound the ball, so they'll take it out of bounds. And you can see Toronto quickly gathering to anything in the paint. They swarm, and they're moving. They're hustling on defense. Up by 10 here. Barnes would inbound the ball, and he's having a hard time. He finally gets it in there to Chua. Back to Barnes, and here's Siakam, has Burks on him. Siakam over by the left wing. He's going to try to dribble, and good job by Grimes coming on a double. They swing the ball around. Barnes open for three, and that's off the mark. Loose ball. Good job. Oh, Kevin Knox came in there, but just can't secure that rebound. He has butterfingers as well, and they get a new shot clock. So Knox trying to make a conscious effort of crashing the boards, but he's just too over-enthusiastic. His momentum knocked the ball out of bounds, carrying him off of him as they'll inbound the ball from underneath the basket. And, no, good job by Burks denying that inbounds. And here's a traveling call. They call the traveling on Grimes, trying to avoid and trying to keep that momentum going. I seen guys do worse things on the floor, and they don't call traveling, but it is what it is. A travel is a travel. Let's see. Let me look. Questionable call, but goes Toronto's way here. Here's Siakam backing in. He passes it to VanVleet. Trent driving. Trent stops, puts it up, misses the air ball. Last touch by Toronto. No. Oh, my goodness. Sorry, guys, for these refs are terrible. That was last touch by Toronto, but they say Knicks touched it last. So, oof. As Gibson will return here for Knox. You see Knox trying to put a conscious effort on rebounding. But you need Gibson's leadership out there as Gary Trent brings the ball. Gary Trent keeps it, and they're going to call ticky-tack foul. Knicks down by 10 here with 7:35. As Trent will inbound the ball here. And they just missed that push on Siakam on Burks on his back. But here's Siakam. Siakam driving, spins, passes it to Ochoa. And what a dunk there. Good job there on Ochoa with the dunk. 29-28. They're just taller than us right now. Here's Burks. Knicks are trying to play defense, but when you don't have the size advantage down in the paint, that's going to be trouble. Here's Grimes. Grimes too quickly. And Toronto, finally they call a reaching foul, although that was all. Personally, that was not even a foul. That was all ball. Kemba Walker's out, Marlon. He has an ankle. His ankle's flared up. So he's out with an injury. Not COVID-related, but with an injury. As they inbound the ball here to Gibson, they could use him to break down the defense. Here's RJ. RJ putting it up. Misses. So RJ not finishing to the rim. That was a good play, but he's got to know how to finish. Siakam with a lot of steps there, left and right, and no call. Here's Gary Trent with a three. So that's how that quickly crumbles against the Knicks. They're down by 14 here. 28 for 15 point. With 6:40 here. Boy, this is getting a little ugly right now. Here's quickly. Back to Taj. Taj back to Burks. Burks is going to rise for three. And that's off the mark. Knicks are only setting for three-point ball. This is not going to help if they're not going in. Here's VanVleet. VanVleet driving. Puts it up. Miss. And he gets the roll. So even the smallest guy on Toronto going at the Knicks' teeth here. And they just keep pounding it on here. 28-45 with 6-16. Boy. It's going to be a rough afternoon for the New York Knickerbockers if those threes ain't going in. And it'll be nice. They need a guy to penetrate and bring the ball into the paint. And you got to, and that's where McBride, McBride, although he's the shortest, and he's going to have to go against those tree trunks in Siakam and Ochoa, but he's the only one that will have the moxie to try to run into the teeth. But he's a rookie. Then you're depending on a rookie. Boy, they could really have used Walker, but RJ's tried it, but RJ's not a good finisher. And the next guy that could actually get into the paint, in my opinion, but he has a bum ankle, is Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier, he needs to take the ball and be aggressive, because he could also drive to the basket, either put up a floater or get to the foul line and get some free throws. But we shall see if Evan Fournier is healthy. He is questionable with some sore ankle as well. So you saw him play a few minutes in the OKC game or first half and didn't play because it flared up at him again. So the Knicks are not playing defense neither. They're not moving, but it's tough when you have two big men on there and your tallest guy is Gibson, and he's up high trying to stay with the rotation. It's tough. That's why it doesn't make sense. Again, it doesn't make sense for them to sign the players that they keep signing on 10-day contracts. Guards, 6'2", 6'3", where you need 6'10" guys. And I don't know what the front office thinking. RJ needs to attack the rack. It's been a dynamite start by the Raptors as they bring the inbound the ball here. So Gideon putting that in there in the chat as quickly back to RJ. RJ driving. RJ puts it up, and he scores there. RJ Barrett finally scores in the paint. RJ Simmons is back to the rim. So as Agent Super Argo, salute Agent Super Argo. And here's VanVleet. VanVleet back to Ochoa. Ochoa spins. Ochoa back to Gary Trent. 12 on the shot clock. Gary Trent driving. Pass it to Siakam. Siakam has RJ with 2 fouls. Siakam. Good job, Grimes coming in there to help. And good job by Grimes getting in the passing lane. There comes a steal. Here's RJ in the front court. He got passes back to Toppin. Toppin off the glass. Score. Toppin. So Knicks look a little defense leading to some offense there. Look decent there on that fast break. So here's Siakam to VanVleet. 16, VanVleet going into the paint. VanVleet passes to Ochoa, passes it back to Siakam. 10 on the shot clock. Siakam pushing off with his hands. Referee did no calls there. He misses the shot. Misses. Turnover. The Knicks will get it. So I don't get the refs. They want to call tight, and right there, Taj Gibson wrapped up his and defended well there, but he could have got away with a loose. He got away with a loose ball foul right in front of the refs. So I don't know what they're calling. Here's Obi with the ball. Obi passes to RJ Barrett. Barrett going in. Barrett going strong. Barrett going really strong to the basket, and he puts it down 34-45. So RJ Barrett is starting to come alive here, taking over. Hopefully that's a good sign. Here's Gary Trent. Trent off the curl. Trent by the free throw circle. Stops, pops, shoots, misses. Rebound RJ Barrett. Barrett still has the ball. He's trying to accelerate, and he got stolen. So Toronto, no call. Here comes Toronto. Ochoa, alley-oop, and leads it right to a transition dunk as they get it up 34-47 with 4:29. So here's Manuel quickly. Drive until the defense changes. Stop it. Opens up the perimeter. Agree. I've been saying that. Go north to south. If you hear my watch-alongs, I always say go north to south. It'll open up the three-point line and expand. It's quickly passes it to Grimes. Grimes going in. Grimes draws a foul. It's good to see Grimes trying to go now attacking the basket, not settling for jumpers. But they'll call a foul on the floor there. As Broshier was beneficial of that fast break. As Grimes picks up to Taj over to RJ Barrett. Barrett back to here's Grimes. Grimes spin. Grimes in that corner, and there was a foul called on the floor, not over the foul limit. So VanVleet. Exactly 4 minutes. Knicks are in the bonus. Grimes hits the first free throw. So Knicks need to continue attacking the basket. Toronto's in the bonus. You go, you keep attacking. You keep attacking, drawing fouls. That's what they need. And Grimes hits a pair of free throws here. 36-47. Back to 11-point game. Can you cut it under single digits before halftime? Or actually come up. You have plenty of time to tie this game. This is a game of runs. You got to get on the run. Here's good job there. And quickly got called for a foul. As quickly, I thought he tied him up there, but they call the reach in. Knicks not over the bonus yet. That is their third team foul. Or second. Oh, no. He was driving to the basket, so he will get free throws. So he hits the first one. 48-36, 12-point game here with 3:51 in Toronto on January 2nd, the first game of the 2022 year for the Knickerbockers, as well as the Raptors, as Pepe Le Pew, a.k.a. Evan Fournier, comes in. As Manuel Quickley will sit down. Manuel Quickley needs to get going. He hasn't been really himself since coming back from the protocol. He hasn't been too impactful. So Fred has another free throw coming up. He hits both pair of free throws here, 49-36 with 3:51, as Burks will bring the ball up here. Burks got Gibson, Barrett, Fournier, and there's a turnover, and there's going to be a loose ball turnover foul. Burks got hit, so Knicks will turn the ball over here. Burks with a loose ball foul here, as he tried to go for the loose ball, and he just waved his hands right in VanVleet's face. Sold it a little bit, but it is what it is. Anything to the face area, as I guess the Knicks are in the bonus. Toronto is in the bonus as well. So both team in the bonus. So he's back at the free throw line. And he hits both free throws, so continues to extend the lead here, 51-36. So Knicks are taking it in the chin right now. Ugh. Let's see if they could get back here. Every time the Knicks have a good run to cut this down for either two possession, single possession, Toronto answers back. And here's Fournier, and Toronto's defending on the perimeter really well, not allowing the Knicks to break them down. Here's Burks break them down, and it's rims in and out. Gibson there. So Knicks had a lot of rimming out in this whole game here in this first quarter. It'll be interesting to see when they change rims to see if Toronto's shots start rimming in and out. Here's a shot by OG. OG bounce pass. Burks comes in. Here comes Obi Toppin with the rebound. Back to Burks. 3 minutes exactly. 51-38. Knicks are trailing here. Here's Burks. Keeps his dribble. Back to Fournier. Fournier stops. Back to Burks. They're not letting the Knicks penetrate, get into the paint whatsoever. Here's Burks spinning. Burks back to Toppin back to Burks. Burks 2 on the shot clock. He's going to have to put this up. Puts a wild shot. That's going to be a shot clock violation. So things do not look good. Toronto's playing really suffocating perimeter defense, now allowing the Knicks, and the Knicks do not have anyone to penetrate, get into the paint, and get them a better shot. So it's easier basketball, and teams don't need to defend much when you just got two guys on the perimeter defending the ball handler and sticking with their man and causing the Knicks havoc. As VanVleet brings the ball, here's Siakam back to OG. OG still keeps the dribble, passes to Siakam, 11 on shot clock. Siakam, top of the key, back to VanVleet. VanVleet driving now. VanVleet passes in as Barnes, it's Scottie Barnes. So this is what happens when guys are cutting to the basket, guys are penetrating, breaking down the defense, going to the north and south. Other guys cut with them, leads to easy baskets to an assist. As Burks driving, Burks puts it up and scores. So again, good things happen when you go north to south. You see those two plays for Toronto, and now you saw the Knicks going in there when you go and have someone that could break down the defense with good ball handling and could go to and good things happen. And now Burks has a chance for a 3-point play. The Knicks need to continue attacking the basket. And there's a 13-point game here, trying to cut it to 12. With 2:06 here. And Burks makes it a 12-point game here. With 2 minutes and 6 seconds, can the Knicks cut this down to single digits before the 2-minute mark and a half expires? As VanVleet keeps his dribble, passes it to Siakam. Siakam keeps his dribble, passes it to OG. OG, good job by the Knicks, double denying the ball. Here's a drive, kick. Barnes sets, had plenty of time, rims in and out. Last touch by Barrett, but they didn't see Siakam push right in front of the ref. This is another. Are they blind? Right in front of the ref, RJ gets pushed and causes him to lose the ball out of bounds and they're going to say Toronto ball. Here's the inbound ball. Wow, unbelievable. In the cut, and blocked by Burks, and they're going to call a foul. And I know you're on the road, and you don't get calls on the road, but everybody and their mothers get called on Madison Square Garden when they come in. So it's like, let's be fair with this call. And of course, the team is playing not up to par neither. As he hits a free throw here, it extends here to 54-41, 13-point game here. There's another free throw coming up. And he misses. Loose ball. New York comes up with it. We're at a minute and 36 before half. And there's still opportunity to try to cut this to us under single digits. But it doesn't look good right here. Look like they'll be going behind double digits to the half. But Fournier on a curl, looking for a pick. But good job by Toronto not falling for that. And Pape Le Pew. And you see the body language on the Knicks. Obi just put his head down in disgust. Body language does not look good here as Toronto is trying to blow out the Knicks out of the gym. Here's Siakam, bounce pass to VanVleet, wide open three, and that's in and out. Knicks were fortunate there. Here's RJ Barrett with a minute and 5. Barrett with the ball on the right wing. Pass to Fournier. Fournier driving. Fournier drives again, and he passes, and he's going to finally get called. There's going to be a foul call as Siakam is going to go complain. Dude, you've been getting all the calls all game long. As Fournier will go to the free throw line. Knicks going to try to cut this to 11 point. They're missing Derrick Rose penetration for breaking down, absolutely, as Fournier hits it. And you have McBride could do that, but not to the degree. Of course, that's too much to put on a rookie's plate, but that's the type of player that they need, but with experience as they hit a pair of free throws. 43-54. So it's an 11-point game here. Can the Knicks make a stop here? There's still opportunity to keep it down to single digits. We should see if the Knicks could come up. The defense needs to come up big. Here's a spin, drive, cack to VanVleet. VanVleet thought about the three. He has 7 on the shot clock. He's driving, kicked. Here's a 3 on the curl, and that's off the mark. Loose ball, and Siakam comes up with the loose ball. And there was an up and down, no call. But here comes RJ with the steal. RJ in transition. RJ going up, puts it up, and that was totally blocked. So it was a block party by Toronto, no call. And to Thibodeau's again annoyed. I don't know if he's annoyed on RJ Barrett's decision making or no call. We don't know here. Toronto's going to hold here. There's going to be a 4 different set differential from game clock, shot clock. Siakam up in the high post on the left side. Has Obi Toppin on him. 4 on the shot clock. He's going to shoot it over Toppin, and he hits it. So pass him Siakam got a happy meal there. So 56-43. Here's Burks with a foul call, and they call a foul. But no. He's going to go to free throw line anyway. They're over the limit. So he was trying to hunt for a 3-point shot, but they'll say no. He'll go to the free throw line. So Knicks, no roll, no call, but CB has to work the same way in Madison Square Garden as well. And unfortunately, we see a lot of teams get away with a lot of no calls in the Garden on the road as he hits the first. 44-56 as Quentin Grimes will come in here for the final possession for his defensive prowl, as they should get RJ Barrett off the floor because he has 2 fouls. You don't want him to go into 3 into the second half, but Thibodeau will leave him out there. 10 points for Burks with 3 steals tonight. He's 4 of 8 from the field, and he hits a pair of free throws. So Knicks down 40 by 11 again with 3.1 here. They inbound the ball back to Siakam. Siakam 2 on the shot clock. Siakam going to have to put it up. He puts it up and hits the front of the rim. It's all over. The half comes to complete. The Knicks trail 56-45. So we shall get the adjustments to see what this Knicks team is about here now with Coach Thibodeau going in at halftime and see what adjustments the New York Knickerbockers are going to do here. And they see how they're playing, how Toronto is playing. Can they lull in the sleep here with full sense of security, and the Knicks come out with a whole different play game or adjustments that could catch Toronto by surprise and have them have a third quarter of doom. We shall see. We shall see. Let me give you the stats, folks. Thank you for hanging in there. The Knicks never get the call. Nothing new. Yeah, that's true. They never get the call, and and that's a stereotype that is becoming like a norm, and that's not. I don't find that cool. Just because they see the orange and blue, the ref says, "No, we're not going to give them the call." That's no. Then you're not playing. Then we're not playing basketball. You're not enforcing the law. It's like saying, I see a New York license plate. We're just gonna give them speeding tickets, and when we see a Florida license plate, they used to driving 70 miles an hour. But if I'm a driver from New York, or vice versa, if I'm from Florida and I go to New York and speed limit is 35 and I'm driving 55 or 70, I'm not gonna tell the cop, "Boy, I drive 70 miles an hour in Florida." That's the norm. The law is the law, the rules the rules, and I don't know why they have a judgment interpretation. To me, that's not cool, especially when you have FanDuel and NGM app and there's gambling involved. You gotta, you're kind of, that's not cool. So then you're just gonna pick the Knicks to go always under and so forth, because then because the refs are not gonna make calls. That's not cool. But let's get back on track to the halftime. The Knicks are trailing here. 45, 56. It could have been much more worse. This could have been a 24, 25 point deficit. They're just down by 11, and they're shooting 16 out of 37. That's 43.2%. And Toronto's shooting 19 out of 42. That's 45.2% from the field. Knicks are shooting 4 of 15 from three-point land, 26.7. Toronto's shooting 4 of 7 from three-point land. That's 23.5. So the Knicks are a little fortunate that Toronto is not hitting their threes on a higher volume, or this game will be a different game, or vice versa. You could say this game would be much more closer if New York would have hit at least 3 more three-pointers themselves. The Knicks are shooting 9 of 11 from the free throw line. Toronto's shooting 14 out of 16. So the free throw disparity has changed a little. They are. If you look at it, as much as we have complained or so forth, their free throws are almost similar. The Toronto's has 16, five fewer. New York has than Toronto, so I'll take that back. And the rebounding, 21 rebounds for Toronto, 18 for New York. Both of them have 6 offensive rebounds on the glass, so it's interesting to see that they both have six at all on offensive rebounds. Toronto only has 11 assists to New York's 9 assists, and although Toronto has three block shots, New York none. The Knicks got 5 steals, 3 of them by Burks, 6 for Toronto as a team. Knicks have 11 turnovers. They need to play mistake-free basketball if they want to be in position to win. 8 turnovers for Toronto. They have 30 points in the paint to 18 points in the paint for New York. So that's where a lot of the disparities are. And let me lost the stats in a minute. And that's where the disparity is. Let's read some chats. Let's see. And it goes, Super Argo says, "I want people to stop blaming Julius Randle. Always underperforming. Enough is with RJ. What is RJ doing?" Yeah, you know what? Your statement there is accurate. Now that there is no Randle spotlight now, and the heat of the kitchen goes towards RJ Barrett. Now RJ Barrett, he had, and I'm not apologistic for him, but you also got to take in consideration he had that stomach virus for 2 weeks, getting back to healthy, and I mentioned it, when you have a stomach virus, either you're dehydrated, whatever disgusting, gross things happen when you have a stomach virus, you can't keep food in. That also weighs on you, your fatigue, and then you got the COVID, and then you're trying to return again, and no apologistic for him. He has to get going, though. You're right. We have to get, held RJ Barrett accountable for some sort and turning his season around. He also needs to start playing much better, although we're starting to see him being aggressive, which is a good thing. And let's go with the next. CB. In all team sports, they despise New York teams: Yankees, Mets, Brooklyn, Jets, Giants, Rangers, Islanders. Yeah, for some reason when you see that NY, and it's all over. I guess we're just so proud where we're from New York, that I don't know. I don't know why it's the bias of the New Yorker. I guess because we were named twice. I don't know. I guess thanks to Burks, we're still in this game. You're right, Agent. Burks has been an unsung hero, keeping the game afloat. They're just a run away from tying this game or taking the lead. Only 11 points, despite how much of bad the Knicks look, being outplayed in the paint, and only limiting them for just to be a perimeter team. They're only down by 11. So you're right. Thanks to Burks' heroics there, and RJ needs to take it up another notch going forward. Thibodeau, would like to see McBride play more and let him go to the basket. Also trying to help break down, and teammates need to come and cut with him. The same. We saw that with VanVleet, Barnes. Whenever they cut to the back, and they need to cut in motion. Obi, McBride. And Quickly needs to be more aggressive as well. Quickly, he gets the ball. He wants to stay in the perimeter, shoot the three. If he has a tall defender, he won't break him down. He wants to just step to the side, step back, and launch. Would like to see him take that next step to try to break down his taller defender on him, either going forward, north and south, not side and back. He has the range, yes, but sometimes that you put yourself in a higher percentage shot to try to hit, and I would like him to try to break down the defense and break a taller defender down and go to the basket. He has a good floater, and he has a good rapport with Obi Toppin cutting to the basket and be able to break down a taller defender. In my case, I think will help Manuel Quickly get to that other level that he's stuck at right now. So New York bias, and it goes true. He has a good game against the Pistons and is inconsistent with RJ. That's what he's getting at me. Got you. That inconsistency from RJ Barrett, I understand. With that, but like I said, not to be apologetic for him. Let's give him a small pass here with that stomach virus. It was almost for a month. And then with COVID, so you could say almost a month and a half. You could say 16 of the 30 plus games in the season or even more have been, with some type of bug injury. And then when you do get him, let's say he's healthy, now you're underman, and you're underman because you don't have all the pieces around you to complement you. So, no, and it's not an apology, not an excuse for RJ Barrett. He needs to play better, but he is playing with a stacked deck cards right now, and it sucks because you've seen what he's gone through and not performing. Go there. So, yep. And you meant the Pistons. I know what you mean. I know what you meant there. Now, I have a whole thinking when I saw this report come down. I want to put it more in better words. I'm going to put it in a podcast, or maybe I come up with a podcast / YouTube, where you could join me. We also that this situation that's going on in Houston, and with Christian Woods, Kevin Porter Jr., Lucas. Don't be surprised. I'm not saying the Knicks are getting any of these players. Don't be surprised if they're part of the 3-team deal, if the Knicks make a deal going forward. You saw that anger, things were thrown and Christian Woods and Porter Jr. Porter Jr. left at halftime. Lucas did not, and Christian Wood did not want to sub back in. Refused to sub in for the second half. There's something wrong. They need someone to go down there to establish the culture, a winning culture. They're young players. They had the first round. They have their good first round picks. They're got a young up and coming team. But don't be surprised if we see the Knicks, Rockets, Pacers type of deal in the near future. That's just me putting it out there. First, when I saw that report this morning, I quickly started looking at contracts, stats, and these guys for Houston they don't cost much. I know they're going to come up with a new contract, Porter Jr., and I know why would you give up on him, but if the kid is leaving and can't, they want to establish something, who knows, I'm thinking look for a 3-team trade. Kuzman hit that shot right now. I just mentioned that. Good kudos for him. But for the Wizards playing well. But Woods, Kevin Porter Jr. combined make $17-18 million together, and Evan Fournier makes $17 million. I'm not saying I don't want you don't reward bad players with attitudes or what happened, but that's the kind of salary that's available between those two guys. So Silas will not be coaching the Rockets for long. He lost his players, no respect. They like Silas in Houston, our agent. They kind of like him. He's an offensive. They call him an offensive whiz. They like his offensive creativity. But you might be right. You might have to bring a coach in. But maybe these players said enough. Although what's good thing about playing in Houston is there's no sales, there's no state income tax, and they get more of their money. So especially these kids that are making less money, although they, it is what it is in the NBA. When you want to play with a team, you just move. They have no say, but I don't know. Keep an eye on Houston. That's my point. Keep an eye on Houston. Although Houston, if they want to give away something like that, if they're going to give up a Woods and a Kevin Porter Jr., they're going to want to add an albatross salary like an Eric Gordon, or trying to move that kind of contract. If you give up that, so keep an eye on Houston. I'm not saying we're getting any of those players for the Knicks, but I can see they're going to be part of it. If anything, they're going to want to engage the Knicks to a 3-team deal. We can finally see. And Kevin Porter Jr. is labeled a problem player or controversial. Yeah, but he's a point guard. Agent Argo. He's a point guard. I'm not saying I want him on the team. Don't misinterpret. Just a point guard that could be moved. You could put a 14-team deal. Philadelphia needs a point guard. And I'm not saying for Ben Simmons. I'm just saying he's only making 1.9 Mitchell Robinson type of money. You can move. I'm not, and it's gonna be like a 3 to 4 play deal where guys get this, that, and I think the Knicks somehow ends up with Evan Fournier, in my opinion. Miles Turner, excuse me. And that with that kind of money being moved, Fournier will be a player to think about to be moved around. But with that said, just keep an eye on that. Houston is gonna be a very important partner in this trade because they have two guys there that are, to combine together are $17-18 million between those two. The two problem childs on the Houston Rockets, especially a team that has draft pick capital like the Knicks, put in a 3-team deal. They'll send picks they'll trade picks over to Houston. Give me Turner, 1 pick to Houston, 1 pick to Indiana, something creative, and you probably have to move paper mache, Nolan's Noel, something, and John Wall is still waiting for a team to induct him from. John Wall, agent is not gonna, unless he gets bought out, and that might be another reason for Houston to just clean out. But unless if they're goofy enough to want to bring back Russell Westbrook, and I don't think so. You're gonna go from from worst to worster. I know, but at least Westbrook will play and play his heart out. But I don't know if they'll go back to Westbrook in Houston again. And then you take away from developing the young kids. It's a lot of crazy things in the NBA, and also COVID. COVID. Teams are reluctant to want to make trade. Although we saw Cavaliers, as soon as Ricky Rubio went down, they went and got Rajon. They went to get Rondo. And I remember our Knicks resident GM wanted him here, and I know Z was like, no, he's old, but what are the Knicks doing? They're signing a lot of below talented point guards. They signed the young kid Rodney, Aracona, whatever, I'm pronouncing his name wrong. They just signed him. They got Moody, Shumpert. You couldn't tell me Rajon Rondo would have been much more better than either one of those two guys that they signed a 10-day contract. You bring them in here, at worst, let him be a stopgap until Derrick Rose come. You could release Rajon Rondo, let him go somewhere else if he doesn't work out. He would have been a professional point guard to help develop the young players. I don't know what they're doing. That's one thing the front office got me scratching my head. You guys could draft phenomenal. They draft phenomenal. They scouting phenomenal. But when it comes to NBA or established talent, I don't know what they're doing. And I'll break that down on the podcast. It's just to fill time, just to show what's going on. And this is very bad optics for Porter. Hope the Knicks don't select him. Indiana has players we want. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Engage Indiana as we start the second quarter. Knicks down by 11. Let's get going here. As here's a ball. Here's a drive. VanVleet. passes to Trent Jr. Trent passes to VanVleet. VanVleet wide open for three, and that's a misses off the mark. Remember, they're changing rims here as Gibson comes down. Remember, Knicks had a lot of rimming out in the first half. Here's Fournier quickly for three, misses. Rebound, one and done for New York. Here comes Toronto. Here's Siakam. Siakam driving, Euro step, puts it up, and he gets called for a nice foul. As the refs know how to call the whistle on that end this time around too. So 45-56 here. That was a full foul. Just being sarcastic with 11:29 here. As Thibodeau's barking. As Thibodeau's fashion. I wonder if they can hear him through the mask. Yeah, Rondo was available, and they missed the free throw. Rondo was traded pretty much for a bag of potato chips. As Quickly will come in. Quick substitution. So Emmanuel Quickly immediately comes in. Let me see who sat. Interesting. So that's one of the most quickest subs I've seen Thibodeau done. 30 seconds in. He hits a here. So this is the dynamic I wanted to see. I wanted to see Quickly and Toppin both on the floor, because they gotta go together. Me personally, in my opinion, as they call a foul now. So refs are getting a little ticky-tack. I didn't. Wow, benefits the Knicks, but that was another ticky-tack foul. I call it both ways when I see it, as much as possible. As Fournier will inbound the ball here to Toppin. Back to Quickly. Got a screen by Toppin. Screen and go. But Toppin's going to put up the shot. And that's misses. So Quickly misses. And this ball fouled. So Obi Toppin is asserting himself. And Rondo got traded for a player that the Lakers eventually they cut to get roster room. So, I don't know what the Knicks fell asleep there. As the ball inbound here to Quickly. Bounce past the Toppin, open three for Toppin. Toppin misses it. So here comes Trent. So Knicks are not hitting their shots neither on this side of the court. So bad shooting tonight for the Knicks so far here in the third. 57-45 with just under 11 minutes. Siakam one-on-one on the right side. 7 points for Toppin. Here's Siakam going at Toppin. Good job by Toppin. Good defense as he comes up with the rebound. So Toppin defended it well. Here's RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett stops on the dime. And they're going to call a foul on Gary Trent. Another ticky-tack touch foul. He was trying to go for ball. And CB would love to have Russell Westbrook, but not at that contract, CB. No, thanks. I think Westbrook's best days are behind him, my friend. He still could get it, but the way he impacts the game as Tip Gibson, back to RJ. RJ still keeps the dribble. RJ in the paint, puts it up, and there is a foul call. So now RJ Barrett starting to wreak havoc here. He's going to get to the free throw line. They're going to see if it's on Anunoby. Let's see if it's rewarded to the line, or was it before the shot? Nope. RJ is going right to the free throw line. So 57-45. Knicks going to try to cut this to a 10-point game here. RJ, although he's been erratic from the free throw line, he hits the first. He has another one coming up. Knicks down by 11. And Barrett hits both. It's a 10-point game here. So you have McBride did not start. I believe he didn't start. I thought it was a sub, but no, he didn't start. As VanVleet goes right at Quickly, scores. So back up by 12. Knicks got to play some defense here. Keep the guards out of the perimeter. Back to Obi. Back to RJ Barrett. They're featuring Barrett here on offense. Barrett with the ball in his hands. Passes to Fournier. 10 on the shot clock. Fournier in a curl. Fournier still keeps the dribble. Fournier going to push back 3. And that's good. Evan Fournier from downtown. Knicks down by 7.
Oh, the adoration.
As Pepe Le Pew hits from downtown, it's actually a 9-point game. Ooh, my math was off. Single digits and Siakam and time when they call a foul on the floor. So refs calling a little tight with 10 minutes to go. And he goes Westbrook dunks like RJ misses layups as OG spins all the way, one and done. So good job by New York there, keeping him out fully out of the paint. RJ turns the ball over. Right off his hands. Butterfinger McGee, as they call a loose ball foul by Gibson, trying to stop the fast break. So Gibson took that foul there. The next trip the Knicks have over 3 hours, I will make sure they each ball players, Noel, all the ball players have to hold the ball the whole trip, the whole flight. And here's because they the Butterfingeritis gets them. Here's Birch driving. That was too easy. No one. And guys are talking. RJ talking to Obi, says you guys got to switch. No one didn't switch there. So Obi, be interesting dynamic here. Back to Fournier. So you see a little words for one another. Here's Fournier for 3. That's off the mark. Rebound. Here's Siakam. Siakam driving. Siakam kicks, passes in the lane to Birch. Birch puts it in. It's good. So just like that, Toronto increases back to 13. The Knicks try to make a run, cut it single digits to 9. Toronto answers right back on a run of their own. Timeout on the floor. See, yeah, I would have picked up Rondo pick and roll all day. Yeah, with Obi Toppin, with Todd Gibson, with veterans, even with Randall, that's a guy who has the moxie to tell Randall, hey, you're not hitting the outside shots. We need you to pick and pop. This is what I see. I think I need you. I could trust you to go do this, do that. I'll get you the ball, and use and actually help him elevate his talent to utilize to help the team. That's the 4th time the organization has passed on Rajon Rondo when he was been available in many times, free agency or available in trade availability, and just let him go right under their nose several times. And every time I say, why not Westbrook? We've been missing a point guard since Charlie Ward, if you ask me, and every time they say Rajon no good or whatever, he goes to other teams, and I see him every time at the end when I put basketball on in in May, and when I'm not watching the Knicks while they're playing golf or they're fishing, I see Rajon Rondo on the court playing, no matter what team it is, whatever uniform it is, Rajon Rondo, one of his teams are always in the playoffs. So it's not saying he's not the impact. He's not the main guy why they're in the playoffs, but he's always on a team that always provides that he provides something that helps his team get to that playoff. And I don't know why the Knicks, let this guy just pass underneath the nose several times. And I go with Scott Perry because he's the only one that's been around that has not even looked towards Rajon Rondo. And I could say the idiot Steve Mills is no longer here. And Rose and West, maybe that's not the type of player, but Scott Perry says, you know what, we passed on him. This is what we need. I think we should, and I don't think his name has ever come up in the Knicks brass. And I'm not saying he's the one that's going to send. I'm not saying that Rondo is going to solve the whole Knicks problem that we're going to the NBA championship or maybe not. Hey, he might not even guarantee the playoff win around, but he's going to what he's going to bring is point guard leadership, pick and roll, like you said, help players around him elevate their game, and that's what we want. We want to develop. If you're right now not going to win, you want to develop. So why not bring a veteran that will help the team develop in the proper manner, in basketball IQ, in pick and pop, and see the game on the floor. And Rondo isn't a selfish player that he needs to score. He knows we know what Rondo brings in his career. And I'm saying, and I don't know why they just pass on him. I have no idea. And you're gonna tell me bad attitude for a year for a stopgap? I don't know. As quickly brings the ball up, quickly driving, quickly keeps the ball here. A lot of offensive foul and Gibson calls. So now it's becoming the referee show. So they're inserting themselves here. They're doing a better job than the Knicks defense. 50-63. And the Cavs look solid here. The first guard, great ball move until they isolate him, make him shoot. Can't afford the mistakes like that. And they, of course, we're missing Derrick Rose hard. Leadership and toughness. Yes, that's what he brings. Good job. Thank you for helping me on that one. Absolutely. As VanVleet going to rise for 3. And that's good. So VanVleet, now it's a 16-point lead. Guys are not rotating right now. And here's RJ. RJ has a double team. So RJ driving. RJ, nice move by RJ Barris. First securing the basketball, getting in the paint. Nice post moves. He scores here. Let's see if he could get going. We'd love him to carry the team here the remaining of the third quarter. Here's VanVleet. Again, VanVleet's filling it from 3, but he misses. Toppin comes up with the rebound. Back to RJ. Ball back in RJ's hands. 8 minutes to go here. RJ, he's calling Todd to get out of the way. He wants to post. He's got a mismatch on VanVleet. RJ backing in. RJ puts contact, puts it up, and it's good. RJ Barrett. Chance for a 3-point play. Come on, let's go, RJ. Indeed. And R2 says, all right, John Rondo, sore loser isn't always a bad attitude. No, who hates to lose? I mean, when I played, I hate to lose in anything. You know, I hate to lose. And it doesn't make me be a sore loser. I'm just a competitor. As RJ Barrett completes the 3-point play. So just like that, the Knicks are back by 11 again. They just seem to get over that 11-point threshold. They keep battling. They're battling, but they just got to get over that hump as quickly. And here's Siakam. So here's OG driving, kicks, puts the ball up, and in front of the rim, rebound, Obi Toppin, and last touch. The Knicks will get it there. So I'm surprised they didn't call Scottie Barnes with a loose ball foul. And of course, LA would have not won without him. So here comes quickly calling Fournier, asking for the ball. You gotta feed RJ Barrett the ball back. Get the ball back to RJ. RJ's calling for it. Back to good denial, ball denial by VanVleet. 7 on the shot clock. Quickly, 5 on the shot clock. He's going to have to put this up. Quickly, driving. He puts up the contact and, almost had a chance for a 3-point play, but he said it was on the floor. So, let's see if they give him in the shooting motion. That's quickly. Going to go to the free throw line. Quickly water the line. And yeah, you might not be and I'm not too big of a Rondo fan either, and I don't want him to be my starting point guard, but I would love him to come in here, and he is a really impactful point guard who plays smart, who is a true point guard. And you have guys that are developing well, and you want them to get good point guard, see court vision, get guys in good position to score and elevate and see the floor as a floor general, which as quickly hits both free throws here, and he has a lot. Always one of the top leaders in assists in the NBA year after year. You know, he actually has a better more assists than Derrick Rose, and that's what we need. Someone who help. We have scorers. We need point guard to help the guys get into the defense, break the defense down, and high totals of assists. As Barnes passes to VanVleet, here's OG on the corner, back to Barnes, 4 on the shot clock. And VanVleet's going to have to put this up. He's going to rise his up for 3, and he gets it. Man, VanVleet with a tough shot. Shot clock expiring. He had Gibson and Toppin. So just right now, they got better shooting around him. VanVleet just have a better shooting night tonight right now. He hits a clutch 3 there. 69-57, Fournier. They need to feature RJ. They need to get the ball back on RJ. Don't not let him get cold. And they take the ball away. Almost turn the ball over. Gibson. Back to RJ. Now RJ has the ball. Back to Fournier. Fournier rises for 3. That's good. So Pepe Le Pew hits a 3. Back down. Now Knicks back to 9. Can the Knicks get over that hump? And now they cut it to single digits. But here's Siakam right away. Back to 11. So Siakam scores. Take it to the glass. No rim protection. 71-60. And here's quickly. Good job. Yeah, he's won 2 championships. He's always in the playoffs. Here's quickly driving, stops, back to RJ. RJ has VanVleet on him. Now RJ gonna passes the Toppin open for 3, open, and he misses that. So Toppin, not known for his 3, wish he would have just taken the ball and drove it in and got a better percentage shot. His Siakam, what a tough shot. He just kept the ball high away from defenders, and he scored 60-73. As I don't know why the camera angle decided to go show the crowd. And the Knicks turn the ball over either way. Down by 13. Every time the Knicks get to 9, Toronto comes right back on a run. They use their height and they use their advantage to continue that lead and continue to pound the Knicks. As Barnes will bring it up here. 5:25. Can the Knicks continue, make it a single possession going in the fourth quarter? Here's Barnes. Barnes back to Siakam. Siakam driving. Siakam playing with a lot of confidence. Siakam, finger roll. It's good. Fournier just totally outmatched there. The height advantage is attacking the Knicks. When you're long and lanky, like they're just attacking. And this is why I talk about Knicks needing size. Here's a foul by Siakam there. For Fournier will, I think they're in a bonus with 5:01 here. And just like that, Fournier just trying to go for the steal, although he thought there was a travel call. No call there. As I see the replay, Knicks down by 15. Fournier trying to cut this down here. And he hits the first free throw. It's a 14-point lead here with 5:01 in the third quarter. Second day of the new year. First game of the New York Knicks 2020 season year in 2022. And he hits 1 of 2 here. Actually, 2 of 2. 62-75 is back to 13. Exactly, just under 5 minutes here. VanVleet will bring the ball up. And he passes to Barnes. Barnes back to here to Siakam. Siakam has Fournier again. He likes that mismatch. He passes it to Barnes. Barnes is going to shoot the 3. And that's good. So Scottie Barnes hasn't been shooting it from downtown. And just like that, they keep extending the lead here. 78-62. Every time the Knicks try to go on a run, Toronto answers right back. Here's Fournier in the curl. They gone away from RJ. Fournier now. Fournier driving. Let's see if Fournier gets hot. He's going to shoot the 3. No good. They went away from RJ Barrett, who's having some good moves. Here's Barnes. Barnes starting to feel it. He's going to shoot the 3, and that's good. So Scottie Barnes starting to heat up. Not what the Knicks need right now. Timeout on the floor, 81-62. And also, Rondo is like a coach on the floor. Absolutely. It's going to help that. He's going to help a lot that Cavaliers team. Even if he doesn't play, just him being there, it's going to help a lot. If you ask me, if what you had to have Wayne Selden on the bench or Rajon Rondo on the bench, even if they don't play, they do the same exact thing. I'd rather have Rajon Rondo out there, seeing another point of view, eyes, but maybe he doesn't fit with Thibodeau's coaching scheme, and maybe that's why he's not bought in here. I don't know. It could be that, too many chefs in the kitchen type of scenario. But it helped with this young team, and the Knicks are too small. It is. I've been climbing about that even before all this COVID issue. Even when we're in full strength, we're still too small. We are extremely too small. So as we call a timeout here, and hopefully I did see some pictures, and I posted on my Twitter page. Luka Samanic was warming up on the floor. I know he still on the injury report, but he was on the floor taking some shots, playing. I'm not saying he's the answer to the team, but there's something that you cannot teach in the NBA size. And Luka Samanic at 6'11", 6'10", power forward. You could slide him at the small forward position as well, get you some rebounds, stretch the floor, size. And he's in the Knicks G League. I know he was off an injury, and maybe they want to see him play in the G League, see how he's going, if he's still got it going, maybe a game or two, and then bring him up. But if you're the Knicks, you cannot continue to keep playing underhanded with size disadvantage. And you got to do something, too many guards. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record and saying, we're too small, too many guards, but man, we need some forward help. Hopefully we get some good news when we return back to Canada that, either Pepe Mache gets back, and who knows how many minutes, Noel could give us. Jericho Sims, hopefully that young man gets back and better, feel good and healthy. Because this would have been his time to be playing. And it's just... And what stinks is when everyone gets healthy, they're going to get buried back in the bench. It's like, you never know what kind of potential they are. So hopefully Tuesday night when we play the Pacers, we get some, maybe 2 or maybe 1 of our centers back, hopefully. As it's 81-62 with 4:13. The Knicks should have gotten Bismack Biyombo. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good one. Is he still available, Gideon? As they pass to Barrett. Barrett now from the wing, and he misses. So Barrett is cold. And here's a call here. So they pick the ball back here. So Toronto's having their way. They're rebounding. They're bringing the ball back. They're setting their offense the way they want. They're like a running drill practice. Here's VanVleet for three, and he knocks it down. So right now, Toronto's got great shooting on the floor, and it's just hurting the Knicks here. They're 5 of 7 from that quarter. Third quarter we're doing, no matter what team uniform it is. For some reason, when it's the third quarter, the teams just happen to hit shots against the Knicks. Here's quickly shoots the three, and that hits the front of the rim. One and done. So here comes VanVleet. So Knicks trying to play three-point contest. Oh, that was he says it was touched, and that everything going in for Toronto. They just throw the ball and it's going in. 86-62. Now the Knicks are taking this on the chin. Here's pass to Fournier to RJ. RJ driving. RJ stops. Kicks back to Fournier. Fournier catches, shoot three, and that's good. In rhythm, when you have guys break, that's the kind of play you got to run until the cows come home. And 65-86, not when you're down by 17 or 15, start running that play. And interesting, no Miles McBride. He's on the bench, completely benched. Here's VanVleet running circles, trying to draw fouls, but no call. 7 on the shot clock. Siakam, top of the key. Siakam backs in. Siakam stops, puts up the shot, and that's rims out of. And here comes Fournier, and they're gonna call a loose ball foul. What's going on? So quickly got called for a loose ball foul. And let me go with these. As quickly will sit, and no, McBride still sits on the bench. Why are you waiting for you? This is the opportunity to give that kid NBA time, minutes, and he's sitting. I don't get where's the development in this. Here's VanVleet with Grimes. Now he's switched by Grimes switches back. Scottie Barnes, 3 on the shot clock. Barnes gonna have to put this up. Hits the front of the rim. Rebound by Burks. So Burks has the ball. Burks passes to Toppin. Back to RJ. Come on, let's feature Obi in the post. Obi, and they're gonna call a foul. So Obi Toppin draws a foul here. Going to free throw line on Birch. They need. This is the type of game you're getting walloped. Close to a 20-point game. Play McBride. You have to try to feature Obi. See if he has some low post moves. And it's on the NBA floor and NBA minutes because, Obi hits the first. See what he's got because the team, Kevin Knox will come in the game. You got to find out if Obi Toppin has low post. They need low post scoring. And I don't care what you tell me in practice. Practice is practice. And you need them to know what you got on the NBA floor minutes, real time, make the sharp decision. It's a 20-point game, and it's a 19-point game. 86-67. So Knicks are taking it here right in the chin, but no leaves is safe in the NBA. But Toronto, every time the Knicks make a run, they keep going right back to their height, athleticism, and VanVleet coming off the shooting unconscious. Hits another 3 here. So his turn to have a happy meal. So RJ Barrett on the right side, bounce pass to Burks. Burks back to Grimes. Grimes almost traveled, but got it off to Burks. Burks driving, Burks stop, back to Grimes, 3-8 on the shot clock, back to RJ. Nobody wants to take the shot here. Here's RJ driving, RJ going strong to the basket, and last touch, and they say touch all ball. So 2.2 seconds here as RJ went to the basket, but he keeps the ball too low, allows defenders to knock the ball out of his hands, and you don't get the call. And it looks like a foul, but it's ball. He just keeps the ball too low. And there's a bounce pass to RJ. RJ step back 3. It's good. RJ Barrett from downtown. So it's a 19-point. As VanVleet has been unconscious here, and he's feeling it, and he drew a foul on Quentin Grimes with 1:06 here. Knicks down by 18 points here. With 1:06. And he hits the first free throw. Back to a 20-point game here. And he hits a free throw here. Back to 21. And a minute here. Burks. Back to RJ Barrett. Barrett calling here for a screen. He has a mismatch. He goes strong to the basket. Passes it. But good job there. Got in the passing lane. Here's a fast break opportunity. And Toronto quickly scores there. Back to 23-point here. Here's Grimes. Grimes keeps his dribble. Grimes, 17. Back to Toppin from the right wing. Toppin going in. Spins. Puts it up. It's good. Obi Toppin. That's what you want to see. You want to see Toppin if he could get the ball and score in a low post, because you need some low post scoring. Here's VanVleet. VanVleet, he's got knocks on him on the switch. You got a 7-second from game clock shot clock. Here's VanVleet. Now he has a switch on Toppin. He goes back on Toppin. He hits it downtown. Fred VanVleet having a third quarter to dream of. Knocking the three ball. He is on fire tonight from three-point land and the third quarter. 96-72 is the VanVleet show in Toronto here. Here's RJ Barrett. Barrett stops. Barrett steps back for three. He's feeling it, and he misses air ball. And at the end of the quarter, they're going to call a foul on who? Wait, there's a foul call. 33 points from VanVleet. And he wants them to challenge that. He says he don't believe that. Guys, you're up by so much. Why do you want to challenge something? You're up by 20-something points. And I think they're going to challenge this. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. As Toppin is trying to fight for position, and he's being held there. He's being held there. And the ball hits him right in the face. So they are going to challenge this. My God, you're up by 23 points. What an insult to injury. Toronto is going to challenge this. And if this doesn't motivate the Knicks, I'll be honest with you, I mean, they're going to, even if they lose this game and they put a competitive effort, if you're the Knicks, you got to make them pay. You know, some way, somehow, you know, this has got to smack them in their competitive juices. You know, you're up by 20-something and you're challenging a loose ball play. You know, I know you play to every possession, but if I'm done, I'm getting pissed off, and I'm coming next fourth quarter with an intensity. Even if I lose this game, I'm sorry. Let's see what kind of heart this team, in my opinion, has here. As Obi Toppin does get rewarded. He has a career high in minutes. 33 minutes for Toppin, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. So he is filling out the column. But that his team trails here. He hits a free throw here. So 12 points for Toppin. He has another free throw coming up in career high 33 minutes. And he hits a pair of free throw here. 74-96, 0.3 seconds. They're going to inbound the ball, and they're going to chuck it. So that's the end of the third quarter. Knicks trail here, 96-74. Oof, not what we expected here. We didn't want to see this. We know they were undermanned. But if I'm the Knicks, I am coming out like a house of fire after that challenge call. That will be my bulletin board material if I'm Tom Thibodeau on the coaching staff. I will put that, and I will bring that and make them use that as a motivational tool at this point, you know, because it is what it is. So the Knicks 74 points. They're shooting 23 out of 53. That's 43% from the field. Toronto 63. They have 10 more possessions, Toronto. 34 out of 63. That's 54% from the field. Their Knicks are 8 out of 25 from three-point land. That's 32%. Toronto got hot. 11 out of 27, 40.7% from three. Knicks are 20 out of 22 from the free throw lines. They've been to the line 22 times. So they are getting to the free throw line. Toronto as well. Been to the free throw line 20 apiece as well. 17 out of 24 Toronto. 20 out of 22 for New York. The Knicks are being out-rebound 28-24. Both teams 5 offensive rebounds apiece. Knicks have 13 assists. Toronto have 17 assists. The Knicks have 5 steals. Toronto 7 steals. Toronto has 4 blocks. New York none. Of course, when you playing, when you have the size advantage, you're gonna have the block advantage as well. 46 points. Yes, 40. They doubled the points total. Almost doubled the points total. 46 points for Toronto in the paint to 24 for the Knicks. That's where the game has gotten a little bit out of hand. Although, really, it's the 3-point shooting of Fred VanVleet. But if they were to secure more and have rim protection, this game might be a different outcome. And also, if they weren't to, 8 out of 25, you're telling me they hit 3 more threes, they might be closer game than it is. We don't know. That's a lot of ifs, but we don't know what could happen. Fournier is still the leading scorer for the New York Knicks with 20 points, 28 minutes, one rebound, no assists. And RJ Barrett with 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 28 minutes of action there. And Obi Toppin, career high 33 minutes with 13 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. As we start the fourth quarter, and let's hope that we could make this a competitive fourth quarter. Despite still an L is an L, but make it a competitive fourth quarter. Show some heart after that stupid challenge call by Toronto, in my opinion. As we get the start here, Burks. So no McBride. Miles McBride has not played at all. Benching here. So here's back to Grimes. Grimes driving. Back to Burks. Barrett from the left wing. And it's good. Oh, Jay Barrett from downtown. So Knicks hit on their first shot, 77-96. Let's see what happens. I don't know. What happened to McBride. I don't see any reports. I'm calling a coach's benching, in my opinion. 19 points for RJ Barrett. Here's Gary Trent, who hasn't played much. He's going to shoot, and he hits. So Gary Trent Jr. comes up the bench and was pretty cold, very quiet. He hits his first shot of the second half. As Burks looking, finds RJ Barrett. So they want to feature Barrett. Barrett bounce pass to Burks driving. Burks puts it up, and off the glass misses. And here comes Siakam. Passes it back to and alley-oop. And Boucher with the score. So Toronto's using their height. They got a tall lineup out there to see if they put the Knicks out away here. They're featuring a lot of height there. And here's a steal by OG. And OG going to put it up, and they're going to call a foul before that. So Toronto's putting their tall lineup to try to see if they just end the misery here of New York. As New York going to try to make a run. As Barrett's going to have a seat here. Obi trying to encourage his teammates. As McBride now comes in. First action. McBride will come in here. Hopefully he comes out with a lot of fire and sparks the team here. Let's hope. I just want the Knicks to play inspired and with a lot of energy here. And we'll put the chips where it may. So here's Siakam. 8 on the shot clock. Siakam is going to start a drive. He stops, spins, puts it up. And he's going to get called for a foul. Toppin fouled him on their way up. So he'll go for some free throws. 100-77, Knicks down. 100-77. Knicks taking it hard here. Hopefully they could show some grit. And of course, he says we needed that defense 20 minutes ago. It's like they play it at the wrong time. Like when they're down by a lot, you see the grit, the heart, and then you're like, where was this when we needed it, when it was a close game where we could have swing play? And yeah, as he hits a pair of free, 1 of 2 from the line. 101-77 with 10:26 here. As McBride calling the play here. McBride in the curl. Passes it to Grimes. Grimes kick from the wing. And it's good. Quentin Grimes, give an assist to McBride there. 79-101. So OG Anunoby brings the ball up. They set a pick for him. Comes off the pick for a 3, and that's in front of the rim. And they're going to call loose ball on Kevin Knox right in front of the officials. And he pushed off. And, of course, Michael, we need a bruiser. Yeah, there's too many teams are too comfortable. I know me and Mike probably go back to the days of Oakley, McDaniels, Mason. You need someone, Kirk Thomas. They're going to get bruised. Gibson is similar. It's not like that, not a bruiser. But, we need an enforcer type. Here's Gary Trent from 3. He misses. Loose ball rebound. Siakam with his height. And they're going to call a phantom foul on McBride there. And I think that was Boucher or Siakam, who had great position on the Knicks. and it's Siakam. So their length is causing havoc for the Knickerbockers here. 101-79. And he misses the free throw here, so delaying the inevitable of this game. He just misses a free throw here. 17 points for Pascal Siakam, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. That's the number that hurts me more is the assist. Big man like that with so many assists. 102-79. That means guys are moving and they're passing the ball unselfish. Here's McBride breaking the defense down. This is what we mentioned. You need a point guard to do this. Break the defense down. But also his teammates stood around with their hands on the shoulders. They need to follow him. Cut to the basket with him. Here's a drive. And here's Boucher with a three. He misses. Loose ball. Toronto, and last touch by McBride. So the Knicks just shows that they just don't have the height advantage here. Again. And that's showing here. They're battling, but here's an inbound play to Gary Trent. Trent back to Siakam. Siakam driving, stopping, stops, puts it up. And that looks too easy, but offensive rebound. Good job by Knox blocking out. Here's Grimes. Grimes get the ball. Grimes from the baseline, and it misses. One and done for New York. Grimes did not set himself there. As Gary Trent with the ball. Gary Trent off the curl. He's going to pass it to Siakam. Back to Ochoa. Ochoa back in Burks. He spins. Puts it up, and good job by Kevin Knox for a block, but Ochoa keeps the rebound. He comes up with the ball. Quentin Grimes, 2-on-1. McBride is going to shoot the three transition and misses. Front of the rim. Kevin Knox had the ball. He had it stolen. He thought it was a foul, but no call. You got to keep playing, Knox. You can't stop. Here comes Boucher. Boucher going strong. Boucher with a lot of walking, and they call a foul. My God, how many steps did he need to take? So McBride got called for a foul, and he sends him crashing to the floor there. Well, to see the replay, he took like 3 steps there or more. My goodness, without dribbling the ball. I guess they don't. It's not convenient to show the replay as he hits the first free throw here. 103-81. And drop another one. So it looks like the Knicks got a long hill to climb here. Knox has the ball. Knox driving. Knox going in to put it up, and he'll go to the free throw line. So Kevin Knox being aggressive. And like the truth says, we needed that 20 minutes ago from Knox. So 104-81. Knicks are taking a bruising here. And they have not won in Toronto in quite some years as he hits the first free throw. 104-82. He hits a pair of free throws here. 83-104. With 8:17 here as Siakam passes it back to Ochoa. Ochoa back to Gary Trent. Trent back pass to Ochoa. Ochoa driving in the paint. He's going to put that up. Malby topping with, and they're going to call traveling. So he shuffled his feet. So turnover. Knicks will have it here with 8:07. 104-83. As McBride keeps his dribble. McBride still keeps his dribble, but passes to Toppin. Toppin going to put in rhythm. Hits a nice shot in rhythm. Jumper. So Toppin. And, of course, we would like to see, R.J. Barrett should get enough rest to come get in here. And here's a pass into the paint. Grimes good unselfish basketball. And that's what happens when you got guys cutting. Boucher cuts to the basket, and they find the open man. His teammates don't stand around. They keep cutting to the basket. Here's McBride. McBride cutting the defense down. Pull-up jumper. Misses. Rebound by Toronto. I see McBride goes to the basket. No one goes with him. It leaves him out on the island. Here's a cut, and Boucher misses. Rebound. So you see them going, and I think Boucher might have hurt his ankle there. Here's they call a foul here to attend to Boucher, who looks like he might have turned his ankle there. Come up hobbling. It looked his foot turned a little bit. Looked like kind of like a pretzel snapping. Hopefully that young man is okay. It looks like he's in some pain there. And as they curl here to Burks. Burks now driving. Back to kicks out to McBride. In rhythm. Shoots the three. In and out. Misses. Rebound. So Knicks one and done here. Here comes Obi. Passes. Bounce pass. Spins there for Siakam. Good job by Grimes coming up with the loose ball. And they're going to call a loose ball foul. Knicks will have it. So Quentin Grimes still playing some defense, hustling. Well, some of us could say a little too late. Should have been done 20 minutes ago. And they're going to call a timeout on the floor. Give a breather. As the undersized New York Knicks trail 106-85 to the Toronto Raptors here. It looks like the city of New York is going to get it on the chin again. Giants, Jets, Knicks. The only smiling part is the New York Rangers beating the Tampa Bay Lightning today earlier in hockey. But the city of New York will have will go 1 for 4 today in professional sports. As there is a timeout on the floor here. And the Knicks have never won a game in Toronto in Scotiabank Arena. Gideon, I don't think Dotson is with them. I think he's he's signed with them. I think he's in the G League. Do you see him? I don't see him on the bench, Gideon. I might be wrong, Gideon. Did you see him on your telecast? I didn't see him. I haven't seen him on the telecast. I seen Moody, but I didn't see Damian Dotson. Have you seen him? Is he even with them there? What's up, Lehigh Grips? He said, "What's up? We are the people going to put this on the coach, not the players. Adjustment from player to now. No offensive system. I got another. I'm gonna stick around. I'm gonna highlight you here. I want to answer that after the game. Leonton. Wait until after the game because I got a nice we want to blame. I don't want to blame too much Coach Thibodeau on that one. I got someone to blame on that one. $35 points for Fred VanVleet. I don't think he'll come back in this game. You just sit him. You're up by comfortable. Just rest because he was unconscious in that third quarter, coming off curls, hitting. As we get ready back into this action here, as they show the Fred VanVleet show on the third quarter here from the timeout. As Burks will bring the ball up here. Knox. Oh, my God. That was terrible. He got the ball thrown away, and he commits a loose ball foul. I don't know what Knox was doing there. As it's all yucking, as Toronto yucks it up on the sidelines. This is looking like shade of 2019. 106-85. It's a laugher. Indeed. And Toronto is going to be 3-0 against the Knicks here. This early part of the season. As Boucher will hit a free throw. So I think the Knicks are over the limit. And he hits 108-85. So, my God, it's not looking good here. Knicks are getting blown out here. Curl for Grimes. Grimes turnover here. Obi Toppin calling for a moving screen. So they'll have the ball here again. as Siakam will bring the ball here. Siakam passes to Gary Trent. Trent driving, spins, puts it up, misses, rebound. So loose ball foul on Gary Trent. So it looks like now more free throws coming up. Stopping the clock. No, they'll inbound the ball here. So next one, we'll put them over the limit. 108.85. With 6:18 here. We still got 6 minutes and 18 to go. Can the Knicks score 100? Can the Knicks score 100? That's the question of tonight. This undersized Knicks team. As Grimes will come up. No RJ Barrett. They decided to sit him. Hasn't come back in. At this point, what for? Here's Toppin spinning. Toppin putting it up off the glass. Too strong. But good job there in the spinning. Got deep in position there in the paint. And here's a drive. Here's Siakam, and they're going to call more fouls. Yeah, that's right, Daniel Jones. The players are not playing well. They're not executing. They're not hitting their open shots when needed. We'll have a whole discussion right after this 5 minutes and 55 on it. The Knicks, the players are not hitting their shots. They're being put on the floor. They're not executing the offense. They're not rotating on defense. They're giving up transitional baskets. So, and they're undersized. And, of course, you got to use the size against us, move the ball. And they're not moving the ball either. They're not cutting with the basket. They're not setting, double screens, setting screens for their man, even though they're under man. Just set the screen. Get in the way, Nothing. They're just one guy drives and everyone sticks back. And then the thing is, even when they drive, they don't go back and they don't go in transition. As Obi Toppin goes strong to the basket, he comes up short. Here comes Siakam. Siakam coming into transition. Siakam. They're playing with a lot more confidence, Toronto. Here's Burks getting in the passing lane. Burks comes up with the steal. Burks going to put it up the glass, and that's going to be no goaltending call. Good block there, so no call. So Burks, instead of dunking it, he decides to throw the layup, and he gets blocked. Here's Grimes on a little sloppy basketball. Grimes going to shoot the transition three, and that's off the mark. Kevin Knox with the cleanup, and he puts it up. So Kevin Knox with a nice empty calorie points there to his stats, 87-110. With 5 minutes here. Siakam turns the ball over. Burks back to Toppin. Toppin, just dunk it normal. Put it up, lay it up. It's good. So timeout on the floor. 89-110. So Knicks capitalizing on a little sloppiness from Toronto. But I don't think there's enough time for the Knicks to make any type of run here to get back into it, as they call a timeout on the floor. Yeah, I didn't need to see them do a special dunk. Dan, what's going on, Dan?
I have nothing to say about this game.
Yeah, it's just under match. I'll wait for the next 4 or 5 minutes to go. It's just they're not executing their plays. They're not the team are not hitting their shots when they need to. They're not being creative on offense. A lot of stagnant. Or when they get the open man, they're shooting it. They're going for the low percentage shot, and instead of getting the high percentage shot, and also at the times left on the shot clock, and when they're shooting as well. Good job by CB as well, and good point on that one as well. It's a lot of things there, and. Well, wait. Let's wait for this 5 minutes. They're not. I'm not saying they're making a run, but let me see if they play. Let's see how they close out. They play a little more inspired with some team pride going forward. As they call a timeout here, we're still in the timeout break. As I see one of the Cowboys going down Gallup. Oh, that's a shame. He's hurt.
Man, I'm trying to pull a positive from this game right now. Obi Toppin, career high assists.
and minutes on the floor, but we'll get to it. We have plenty of time to break that
Yeah,
down.
well, yeah, well,
We have
yeah,
plenty of time on that because there's still a lot to play here.
yeah.
Although these are for those that watch, they'll say it's empty calorie stats, which you have an opportunity to say it's true. But let's see something. Let's see how they they're going to play with a little pride here going forward, and it'll be a tall telling sale these last 5 minutes because you also had a couple things that kind of irked me from the Raptors bench and coaching staff. But we'll talk about that all in the wrap up in a moment. 5 minutes to go. We'll wrap it up and we'll have a discharge of the good, bad, and the mostly ugly of this game. As they inbound the ball here, they pass, and Matt Flynn. Flynn is in the game. Flynn, didn't see
Malachi
much of him.
Flynn, yeah.
Malachi Flynn passes, and here's a nice move and last touch by New York. Who's 45?
I don't know.
I got his name. I knew his name. He's a rookie too. As they're gonna inbound the ball here. So forgive me if I don't know the names of the Raptors because I don't care about the Raptors to be honest. Second unit
Yeah,
as they turn the ball over. So it's Achoa, Awanabai, Champagne, Barton, and Flynn. Okay, thank you for letting us know who's on the floor. Right on cue. MSG must have hear me. That's the production. They work with me here. They know I'm going to take over as the YouTube play-by-play voice of the Knicks. Only if you could wish, right?
nah, it's gonna happen.
As
We speaking it into existence. Knox has the
right.
ball, passes it off to IQ. IQ to Grimes. Grimes dribbles out for a three, and he gets it. Scores 92-110. 4:20 left in the fourth. Malachi Flynn bringing the ball up, calls for an action, passes it. Boston has it over to Watanabe. Watanabe's dribbling along the perimeter. Pass it right back to Bonton. Where's it, Boston? Back to
Wow.
Watanabe. Fakes the three, drives. Doesn't get it. Offensive rebound. Put back, miss. Offensive rebound, and they get it. Scores 92-112. IQ has the ball, dribbling it. Drives, kicks it out to McBride. Over to Knox for three. Knox misses it. Raptors with the rebound. Champagne dribbling. Passes it off to Boston. Boston driving.
Oh, nice.
Misses. Knox with the rebound. Passes it off to IQ. IQ to Obi. Obi to Grimes. Nice passing in transition right there. So we saw a lot of missed opportunities in transition early in the game. The young guy's able to cash in on it now. Grimes there, aggressive defense, but knocks the ball out of bounds.
And what we got there? No call. No call.
Inbounded, drives. Knox driving after they get the rebound, brings it out, kicks it to McBride. McBride driving, kicks it to IQ. IQ fakes the corner three, dribbles along the perimeter, kicks it to McBride, right back to IQ. IQ jab stepping, dribbles to Grimes for three, and he hits it. So the score is 97-112. 2:33 left in the fourth. The Raptors three-man weave along the perimeter over to Malachi Flynn. Right back to Watanabe for three, and he hits it. Score is 97-115. IQ has the ball, dribbling, gets it to the paint, floats it along the glass, and gets it in. 99-115. Malachi Flynn passes it to Champagne. Boston back to Champagne over to Flynn. Flynn takes the three. He misses it. IQ gets the rebound. He dribbles, brings it out. Gets it to McBride. McBride gets a three, misses it. Grimes gets the offensive rebound, and he gets fouled.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's fighting, but it could be a little too late. Putting a little life, a little spirit, but it might be coming a little late against bench players.
So Grimes misses the first free throw. So Grimes misses both free throws. Boston dribbling, has the ball. He gets it back off of a handoff, driving, kicks it out to Flynn. Flynn for three. He misses. Grimes and McBride collide for a rebound. All right, but
Gotta be careful they don't get injured on those. Man, he got 1 for 2 from the free throw line, huh? You're there, Chef? Did you freeze? I think Chef Dan froze, so here's one about passes. He kicks out for three, and he hits it. So three-pointer, and it's 118-100. So Knicks get to the 100 mark. Chef Dan froze, so he steps out. Bounce pass to Knox. Back to Obi Toppin. Back to Quickly. Quickly's going to shoot the three, and it's off the mark, air ball. So Quickly, again, wants to keep shooting three, but Quentin Grimes comes up with a steal. Grimes, alley-oop to and score there for Obi Toppin. 102 to 118. 16-point game here with 45.2 seconds here. Come on, just 5 threes in a row. And here's a play into the paint, and Achua still keeps it alive there. The size of Toronto just was too much for the Knicks there. 120 to 102, 18-point game here with 30 seconds. Just to clean up time. Maybe Chef Dan will get in here, and we'll talk about this wrap-up. I know Chef Dan was very disappointed. Here's Knox shooting the three, and he hits the three-pointer. Kevin Knox, empty-calorie three-pointer. And this should be do it. Shot clock, game clock shut off. So last possession, 120 to 105, as Boston will bring the ball up. And just like that, that should do it. Knicks 4 in Toronto, 120 to 105. Wow. And salute Johnny Davis. He says, even at full strength, the New York Knicks are very inconsistent. Johnny, you're giving that your assumption perfect. Before we get upset and blame Tom Thibodeau for the loss and not having Julius Randle, and I'm going to go back to this one here. A lot of people putting this on coach, not on the players. No adjustments from the playoffs to now. I'm blaming this, and I mentioned it earlier. This kind of loss. Let me go back to the live for a minute. And we are offensively deprived. We need scoring and size. Yes. When that said, I'm blaming it on the front office. Front office, we don't hear nothing from Leon Rose, although we don't want to hear from we don't want to hear from the general manager all the time. You don't need to be always in front of a microphone and speaking. One thing that we were always complaining about, Phil Jackson, that he was a nowhere to be found general manager or team president and so forth. And I'm blaming this on the front office. And I mentioned again, as you could see, as last time we were speaking about it, where's our contingency plan when we on power forward and size? You have roster spots open and you're available to bring players in on the hardship exemption. And you go and you sign another point guard, another 6'3", let alone. Another 6'3" point guard, journeyman. You got Moody, another point guard. Shumpert, another perimeter player. How much more? We saw it tonight, folks. Perimeter players didn't win this game. What beat us and lack of execution, and lack of defense, and being our rebound outsized. They were toying with the Knicks down low, getting to the paint, no rim protection, and I understand we have three centers down. We have three centers.
Four
If you want to say four. We got four big men down. We don't bring anyone in. There's a lot. There was guys out there. You allow teams to get ahead of us. And that's why you have a G League. You bring them and you play them. You bring them there. You develop. If you're not going to develop or bring young players in, there's some veterans that you could bring 10-day contract and just have. You don't need all the same position. And I understand when the time that we bought in a Shumpert and a Moody is when we needed point guard help and guard help. Fine. But then you sign them to another second 10-day contract. All right? If you saw something, where was Amon Shumpert? Wasn't playing at all. Moody's there with the team.
Damian Dotson, not Iman Shumpert.
Oh, yes, right. I'm confusing them. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, I confused them. Because I just saw Shumpert earlier, and I was looking around players that still hasn't signed. Thank you for Dotson. And you brought him in here, and it's like this. And even if they were to sign Shumpert, is the same type of player, another shooting guard. And I saw people say Alonzo Trier. That's the same type of player again. You need to bring in size. You need to bring, and the thing is, I don't know where, Dan. I don't know where because I don't know who's available, who's on protocol, and it's like a haywire. Any thoughts on where they could get like some size, 6'4", 6'9", 6'10", power forward?
Truthfully, I'm as lost as you are because that's a premium in the league right now. That's needed on every team in the league right now. So that might have that type of player that pool of player might already be dried up in the G League. I don't know. It was more than lack of size that killed us tonight. I agree with you. Lack of execution. There were simple mistakes that we were making, especially in transition. I don't know. Just realistically thinking about it, I don't know where you're gonna get another agile yet size, agile yet tall and lengthy player like that.
Right. We can't find that. You had, and the thing is, what was it? Before Christmas, and we knew Pepper Mache wasn't playing. We knew, remember, no one's well for Christmas around that time knew he wasn't playing. We knew that he came down whatever situation he had. You did have Mitchell Robinson and Gibson. I think you could, Knicks thought they could get away with that. That's why I don't hold them to the fire of not getting a Greg Monroe who was out there. I'm not saying, we missed out on Greg Monroe because, like I said, we had Gibson and we had a Mitchell Robinson.
And Sims.
Right. Give me a minute there while my dogs calm down, Chef Dan.
Nah, you're good. But we also, as far as the center count, we had Noel, who's out on protocol, Sims, who's out on protocol, Taj Gibson, who we can, we know he's an elderman, so we can only play him but so much. And then Mitchell Robinson, he's out on protocol. We have four centers, and only one of them can play right now. And then we're losing Julius Randle, who can quasi play center sometimes, small ball 5. So now we got to put Obi out there. We're depleted right now.
Right, and we're depleted, and I don't think the G League hasn't restarted. Am I correct?
Nah.
All right. Earlier today, for those that see my Twitter handle, there were some pictures tweeted out from Lucas Samanik, and out in the gym warming up with the guys on the floor. And I thought, I'm like, is that an old picture? And it's not. They're practicing. I don't know if they're going to start the G League or whatever the case is. And if the G League came to a pause, you got Amir Sims. I know you got Amir Sims, and guys, it's only for a 10-day bring up. Just give me 10 days into the league. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the rules is. Maybe I'm talking out of the side of the mouth because I don't know the rules. I know Luka is a two-way player for the Knicks. That means he could come up and down whenever whenever the Knicks have the pleasure of bringing him up to play. And certain players on two-way. I don't know exactly how the CBA goes, Chef Dan. So before I don't know if they have to sign Amir Sims to a two-way and might have to release another player that's currently on a two-way. I don't know and if they bring him up to the club and then they lose his rights and then he could go sign with any other team. I don't know how the CBA works with that, so I might be wrong. So guys, shame on me for not knowing exactly the full CBA because that's like learning like the Declaration of Independence with where it comes to that. I don't know if they can bring him up because he's not a two-way player. He's a free agent that was designated for the G League only, and maybe they have to buy him a contract. So I don't know because he could help. They drafted him. They didn't draft him. They signed him as an unrestricted free agent, and he didn't make the main club, but they signed him to the Westchester Knicks. So I don't know how that works out, Chef Dan.
I'm not so sure either, but I think really what our best bet should be right now is that with the NBA already signing off on the shortened protocols, that we just we get back some of our guys back sooner. That's it. We won't have to go for as lengthy amount of time because to my understanding, what I'm told is that Mitch is symptom free. I haven't heard anything about Julius, but I've heard that Mitch is symptom free. So,
and he Snapchat that it was BS. The tested positive. Because he says he doesn't feel sick. He says that was BS. But they're putting that for safety, not just for himself, but for everyone in the league. He might not have he might be asymptomatic, and we don't want him to, if he is positive, give it off to a player or an elder. Remember, coaches are a little elder, on there, and we don't know what their underlying conditions is, and it's just to protect people's health and lives. So, I understand he feels healthy and all, just stay away, quarantine then, and retest whenever you're able, and get back. Get on the Peloton, keep up your cardio conditioning. I know it's different from NBA games. I understand that, but we shall see. And I'm reading a chat. Even though we are small and legit point guard would have made a big difference, a lot of teams are playing small. Look at the Bulls, and they're working. Knicks are playing. Knicks just got to play with effort. Yeah, they have more effort, and you're right with that. John, what's going on, John? From Toronto. Salute, John. John from Toronto. Salute, man. I hope you're doing well. Your Raptors beat the Knicks. Your hometown Raptors beat the Knicks tonight. So, John, a Raptors fan as well as a Cowboy fan. So, salute to you. And so with that, and I was mentioning earlier, now that we have time to speak about, elaborate. And I'm not saying they're coming here, Chef Dan, before I get the no. Just keep an eye. I think the Knicks found a third team to participate in a move, and it's the Houston Rockets. Keep an eye on the Houston Rockets situation, with John Lucas getting into it with Kevin Porter Jr., Christian Wood. He's from Winnipeg. Got you, Winnipeg. Zach sent me over to bug you. But Zach ain't doing so hot over there in this Cowboy watch along. I heard the Cowboys are losing players left and right. So thank you for coming by and being a good subscriber to Zach and my channel and bringing and participating on both programs. We appreciate you, John, definitely. So my point was you keep an eye on Houston with that situation. Both players combined, Chef Dan, they make around $17 to $18 million a year. Both players. I'm not saying the Knicks are going to grab them because I know before you say we don't want Kevin Porter, he's a headache and so forth. And, Christian Wood is thin and all that stuff. But put him in there, part of the three-way deal with Indiana. You could even have a 4-team. At $18 million, you could move that. You can move paper mache with Kevin Knox, part of that, and bring in Evan Turner. You could send paper mache and Knox to Houston, and Houston could send Woods to Indiana. Whatever the case is, Chef Dan. Whatever creativity with picks, what I'm saying now, the Knicks might have a dance partner or third team to dance around and bring players around. Christian Woods will love him, the type of player we could use to stretch the floor. Yeah, I understand because $13 million. But if you're the Knicks, would you want Christian Wood or would you like to have Miles Turner? That's the thing. You can't have both, Dan. Dan Jones. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? Or I'm just saying they could be an opportunity to dance partner.
If anything, Christian Wood would definitely be the Christian Wood would be the prized possession for Indiana. That's the person you kind of sending over to Indiana. So if there is a three team trade between the Knicks, Houston, and Indiana, the main parts that I would like to see move would be Christian Wood to Indiana, whatever we send over to Houston, and then Indiana could send Miles Turner over to us. Because at the end of the day, what I know is we how do I say it? We still need that presence in the paint that Miles Turner just plays the type of Miles Turner fits the type of game that Thibodeau is looking for. He's our coach, and that's the one guy that fits the mold. Versus Christian Wood, who he's not really he's a tweener right now, just like Julius Randle. So it kind of doesn't work.
Right. That's why I didn't think Christian Wood to New York because to be honest with you, if we really wanted the point guard at $1.3 million, Kevin Porter Jr. fits. But I don't think his attitude or his reputation that he's got a red flag reputation. I don't know if Thibodeau will want to bring, and also you're stopping the growth of Miles McBride as well. I don't know what they think about Kemba Walker. If they move Kemba Walker maybe for something else, I don't know. I don't know what they're, and then you're going young again with Kevin Porter Jr. Though he could play, but I don't know what's his reputation on defense. I haven't seen too much his film on him to see if he's a Thibodeau type of defensive point guard. But point guard wise, they could help too. But I don't think the Knicks will go that avenue, because it'll be then you could really because it's let's say $2 million for because it's on his rookie contract, and total the two guys are total around they're $15 million both guys Wood and like you said, Indiana don't have no interest on bringing Kevin Porter in. And but because I think Porter has to go from Houston, from leaving the team like that, and also you really don't want to reward bad behavior like that, leaving no matter how mad John Lucas got you, and that's another incident. I think George Lucas's dad got into a problem years ago with a player that just left as well. So the Lucases have an issue many years ago with that, but doesn't excuse a young talent from doing that.
Man. You're right. It doesn't excuse a young talent from doing that. Within the same note, if I'm correct that this is John Lucas III that's coaching, that's being an assistant coach with the Rockets, John Lucas III, I believe he's a player that really made his bones under Tibbs. So he's a guy that kind of reflects, the way Tibbs wants to do things. So if he didn't fall in line with that kind of guy, then he's definitely not gonna do good here. But yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. definitely something has to be done with the Rockets as far as doing that. You can't just leave the team like that. Not only that, but he's I believe he's killed his trade value as a player.
Right. And I know you mean to kill his trade as a player, but man. You got teams like Philadelphia needs a point guard, and I'm not saying they're going to trade them because the money won't. In a ridiculous world, the money won't match Ben Simmons with him there because Kevin Porter. You could actually be honest with you, and this how the salaries match, folks. Because NBA you have to match salaries, or if you have enough money to take on the salary, you could take a player. Let's say the Knicks had $10 million, and left in the cap, and Porter Jr. only makes 1.8, which let's say rounded to 2, you have $8 million. So let's say then you could trade for a player 8 million, or just to fit your cap. That's so you guys have a small general idea. You could actually trade Mitchell Robinson for Kevin Porter. Their contracts. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm just giving you folks that are listening to us and here on the stream to have an idea. The salaries have to kind of match, or you have to have a surplus in your cap in order to take a player who makes a little more than what you're sending back to Houston. That's so you guys understand how the cap kind of, and it's still more. There's still a lot of more ramifications with it. But just to put in a layman's term with that, 1.8 million to 1.6 or 1.8 around there. Let's say they have the same salary that Washes. The only thing is, I'm going to start watching more film on Porter. The Rockets got problems. They got a John Wall who wants to play. They don't want to play him because they want him to. They want to develop players like Porter and so forth. And now this is happening. They're a mess. Do you want to even call engage for that type of talent, or do you think could they be saved by the coaching, the culture and the coaching staff that we have here, or it looks like they're going to be a dance partner with other teams, but they're going to want to have and the Knicks got a lot of draft capital to send, and they just need another team who has cap space to take on these players or expiring contract. It's going to be interesting, Chef Dan.
It is, but if you were asking me as far as like would I want to take on that John Wall contract, we already have enough problems over here.
No, I'm not. No. I'm talking about they have. That's another whole 20 cents. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They have a John Wall in their contract with them that they don't play, not playing. No way. You don't want to get that 45 to 50 something $million, $40+ million contract on your staff. No. I'm saying they have other issues. One issue is the John Wall contract. So it's they have a player playing, making that money, not playing. Now you have these two guys. Christian Wood did not refuse to be subbed back into the game last night in the second half. Yeah, and the other gentleman, Kevin Porter, just left the arena. Says, you know what, I'm going home. And
he pulled an Antonio Brown.
Brown.
I don't know. I don't know. He did that last night, but Antonio Brown did that this morning. So did Antonio Brown pull a KPJ? We don't know.
I'll tell you one more. Remember that young player, Houston Rockets? I forget his name. That he was drafted first round pick, and he left also the team. And he said he had mental health issues. I forgot his name. And from the Rockets, I'm talking about like 5 to 6 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Do you remember the player?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was a player that he left. He was a high drafted pick for Houston, and he left too. He had mental issues. He left the court. He says, it was a little too much, and that's when they started having that mental awareness in the league before about 6 to 8 years ago around there. I know when the Rockets were actually good, and this kid was supposed to be a real good player for them. And I think he left the league. I think he might have even left the league. I'll find that out. I'll find that out more prepared on that. I remember that, and there's a couple issues now with Houston with this, and I'm not saying it's different coaching staff. You have Antonio at that time when he was the head coach, but I don't know. It's interesting to see why something's up with Houston, and it's not a bad city that I heard of to live. It's more calm. It's it's a nice city to live in, a beautiful city near the Gulf of Mexico, not so far away, and it's. I don't know. I'm Chef Dan.
No, I think that's not it, man. It's every team that if you're not, I don't know how else to say it. If you're not already contending for a championship, then every day is a murky day for you because you're trying to get better, but you don't know. Every move has a risk reward balance, and you have to find that balance in knowing how much risk you're willing to take on versus the reward that's present. And so with the Houston Rockets, like they had to make a fast pivot from James Harden. Everyone we forget that prior to James Harden leaving the Rockets that year, what their mindset was that they were going to extend him and they were going to really try and give him the keys as far as what.
Got it.
How do you want to?
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
Royce White.
Yeah. Good job, chat. Sorry, Dan. I'm sorry.
Before James Harden was leaving the Rockets, their mindset was that they were going to extend him. They brought in a new GM because they wanted to offload some of the bad contracts as well as help him find a way to win. All those things were going on. They wanted to bring in a new coach because they felt that maybe, D'Antoni has just lost the voice in the locker room, things of that nature, along with a new owner that really tried to commit money to James Harden. He decides no, he doesn't want to return there, so they have to make a fast pivot that year. They end up tanking, and then I don't know if you want to call it lucky or something, but in the first year of tanking, they get which number draft pick? The number 2. They draft an athletic stud in Jalen Green, and they have a guy in Christian Wood that can, he can play ball. He's a very talented guy, but after that, like they have to find ways to build the roster out,
And they got a couple
and
players. They got a couple
they
good players on their roster.
and they do, but they remind me, if anything, of right now they remind me of the Timberwolves like 3 years ago,
You
two
know
three
what? Good,
years ago.
good comparison there. Good comparison there.
Because you have some young players, and not to say like they have a level of player in Cat or anything, but what I'm saying is you have some young players that can provide you some promise. It's just that you're in the Western Conference where even that doesn't mean much. The
Right, right,
Grizzlies look great right now, but they still needed to be seasoned and needed to add some veterans in order for them to be the good team that they are right now. And even
right.
then, like when they got John Morant, they were competing kind of, sort of, but at the same time, they were, they're still in the Western Conference. You have to respect the opponents that's out there.
Yeah, yeah, you're right with that there. So it'd be interesting to see that situation develop in Houston, like you said. Although it doesn't help them with their trading, their draft capital, and like Dan Jones says, Knicks will be fine. We just have to be patient. We are far ahead of where it was a few seasons ago. We just have to build the foundation a little more, and before we could take the next step. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct with that. You're correct with that. But also, you want to make sure that they do smart moves, Dan. Both Dans. You want to make sure they do smart moves, and it's like when you do and I hate to make an analogy like that, but when you do anything with cake, where you need eggs, and if you don't have eggs, you can't make a cake. And with the team, if you don't have any power forwards or size, you're not going to win a lot of games. You need size, on your front court. And I get it. They're injured, so hopefully when they get back, we'll see the size help. Even when they were full strength, I thought they were still a little too short. You saw teams like the Cavaliers giving them fits with Jared Allen, Mobley. Marketing. That's a tall team. And that's just one team. But around the league, you also want to have that kind of athletic height advantage as well in the NBA. And hopefully they'll address that with time. There's plenty of time, like you said. The foundation is there, winning establishment. Just also, Chef Dan, what's your thoughts on this one? I know that I wish I don't know if Quickly's 100%, although Quickly's been a little bit of a slump though. But in hindsight, it's 2020. Everybody wants McBride to start, and I do also myself. But and it sucks because you don't want to take Fournier out, but you really had to put Obi and Quickly together in the starting lineup because they cook together hand in hand. What's your thoughts on that?
Mm, wow, that's a tough one because I understand both schools of thought. I understand your school of thought, but I understand Thibodeau's school of thought as well.
Right.
Is that you had to put Obi out in the starting lineup? And granted, he's doing some things right now, but if he had Quickly playing alongside him, it would be great. Um, it's looking bad right now as far as like getting McBride the starting lineup because he started off poorly. But what Thibodeau wouldn't want to sacrifice, which he sacrificed enough of already throughout the season, is that punch that you get off the bench. We saw that in the Celtics game when, the starting lineup was whole, but all the young guys were out. when it came time for the bench for the starting lineup to get a reprieve, they essentially couldn't later on down the game because the bench unit that we had at the time was just so bad. Um, 2 games into it though, at this point, we've been flexible enough with making some changes. At this point, I'd make the change.
Right, right, and it's not a panic move. It's just
It's not a panic move, but they go hand in hand, and you're really
right.
trying to get the best product available, period. Whether you're trying to get it with the starting unit or with the bench unit. 2 games in a row, we failed to even hit the 100 point mark. Wait, did we hit the 100 mark?
We hit 100 today.
Yeah, I mean, with the little, it's window
We
dressing, but
got
essentially,
right,
yeah,
right,
we essentially stopped at 85. They
right, right,
stopped us at 85.
right, right, and it stinks because you would like to be honest with you. Those three go really well, Chef Dan, McBride, Quickly, and Obi. Be honest with you. Let me be totally honest. Because with Quickly and McBride on the perimeter, they get in the passing lane. They're pests. McBride complements Quickly for some reason, getting in the passing and help each other and guard the perimeter. But when you're undermanned and undersized and top and you're going up against teams top starting, it tends to show in themselves because they don't have enough NBA minutes as a whole to go up against certain teams starting unit, and it shows a little bit, but and then you can't just take all three and start them on for the Knicks and then bring your veterans like Fournier. You need Fournier needs to get going as well. This is an opportunity for him to turn into French national Fournier. That's what the Knicks need. They need French national team Fournier to get going here for this New York team, for the Knicks, and I think RJ's putting a good conscience of trying to be that guy there. But when you got to go up against multi, 7-footers or 6-foot, tall guys, length, and they switch and they were converting very well into the paint, even if all three guys at the same time, whenever the Knicks try to penetrate. And kudos to Toronto for rotating and clogging up the paint.
Another thing that I agree with you 100% there. There's no disagreement there. Another thing I need to see is that there were a lot of times where Toronto wouldn't even let us initiate our offense, right? But that was because the beginning is so predictable. We're either doing a 3-man weave or we're going to, with Alec Burks, I've noticed this a lot. We do something where we hand it off to someone. They'll drive up. They'll stop. Alec Burks is at the top of the perimeter, and they'll try and pass it to him. They blew up that pass a lot this game. I don't know why we kept going right back to it, though.
Yeah, that was one. And also I was calling for, and that's something they need to work on, or whenever either Burks will go to the basket or McBride, they will go on an island to penetrate, and maybe because of their speed as well. Maybe they're so quick to his teammates. But you saw that with Toronto, whenever even Siakam will cut to the will go drive to the basket, you have players coming off the wing cutting with him. So whenever the Knicks convey and try to clog or double, the penetrator for Toronto finds the cutting man for easy layup. Forwards had a lot of assists for Toronto. I'll look at the stats. I wanted to see the Knicks do that. Go with McBride. You need Obi. You need Gibson. You need and they need that's why I was talking about that lanky guy that will go follow the trail. So when the guard penetrates and breaks down the defense, they get that easy assist and be able to get the ball in transition and scoring easy buckets. And maybe that's why we were getting frustrated with the Randall and Kemba situation, because we didn't see that. Though I don't think Kemba plays that type of role of play, but that's what we want to see. We see other teams do that a lot on the Knicks defense, and I think that's something that they might have figured out on a Tom Thibodeau scheme, and I see a lot of teams doing that going forward. You got guys, look at this, the numbers. Siakam has 7 assists doing that play all day. You have, of course, VanVleet had 5. That's his normal because he's the point guard. But you also had Precious Achiuwa with 3 assists of his own doing that same play whenever he came in. So doesn't let they saw something in the Knicks scouting report that the Toronto Raptors exploit, and they kept exploiting on them. You even had Ken Birch with an assist in 19 minutes of action. They were doing that over and over again.
I don't like I know Julius being out hurts, but I think what really hurts us the most is Kemba not being on the court with these young guys.
Yeah.
Because another thing that I've also watched with this team is I know what bothered me the most about this game specifically, I know the Toronto, they're always going to have length on us. They're always going to beat us. But there were always these key moments where we had, the opportunity to whittle down the lead even more, make them panic a little more, make it hopefully, they do something out of character and we can take advantage of that. And whenever those moments were there, it seemed like we just lacked the basketball IQ to get it done. And so, with this being said, the one thing I know it hurts that Julius is out, but I think it hurts even more that Kemba's out because Kemba would have set these guys up. I noticed the last couple of games that Kemba was playing, win or loss, he's been gathering guys a lot, conversing with them, letting them know what he's seeing on the floor and what he wants, the team, the way he wants guys to be and where he wants guys to be at. There wasn't a lot of that this game. There wasn't a lot of gathering together this game unless it was Tibbs doing that.
Right, right, and you don't have, and also what hurts not having Kemba and Derrick Rose, and of course, first and foremost, doesn't say guys we don't want Julius back. We definitely do want Julius Randle back, but if they were to somehow had both our point guards and maybe they'll still lose because they'll still be short, they'll still be
Yeah.
underman. But I think that like you said, the swing plays numerous of time throughout the game, the Knicks cut this game down to a 9 point single digit lead, single digits. Toronto would answer always with either a 4 run, then until they got out of hand, 4-0, 5 run, getting it back up to double digits, 13, 12, 13. Knicks were always flirting with 11, trying to with that one key start bucket to keep it, momentum to cut it under 9, and who knows, 6, and then things will be going in Knicks' favor. But they just didn't have that tonight with that one key play. Either they will try it, no call, turn the ball over, whatever, led to fast break, and they will get hurt all the time, those swing plays. And the Knicks were just so close. And like you said, maybe a Kemba Walker would try something different, adjust something different, and maybe other guys wouldn't be playing or pressing. Because I'm thinking right now, to be honest with you, I think Quentin Grimes, although showed up a really good defensive effort fourth quarter, but prior to that, prior to the second half of this game, I think he was pressing with a shot.
Him and RJ were definitely pressing. And what we're saying is not that Kemba would have given us we would have won this game, but those, like you said, those swing plays would have they would have come, that we would have had better results on some of them. It would have made it an even closer game. Maybe Fred VanVleet, with all the heroics that he did in the third quarter, instead of making it a 21-point game, his heroics lead it to being a 15, 18-point game. So now it's a timeout, and hey, we have to recoup ourselves, and even that we could fight back from.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
another thing that I'm noticing that I guess. I guess this is where I lay really at the feet of the front office. And maybe it's, everyone gets a sophomore year. So even the front office gets a sophomore slump. You know what I'm saying? Um,
I agree with you to a point.
but no,
Um,
here's the point what I wanted to make where
mhm.
here's where the sophomore slump happened. They went for shot making a lot with this team. You can see it in the way they drafted. You can see it in the way they went out and got free agents. This this offseason, I guarantee you, during the draft, what the front office will look to do is still go for some creative shot makers, but they will not sacrifice length for it.
Right, right. And
Meaning
also,
you're gonna look for more of a DeAndre Hunter type of player.
right, right. And also, I agree to your sophomore slump to a certain degree. There's one guy who's not a sophomore, and that's Scott Perry. He's been in there for more than 2 years.
Yeah, but I mean, as together along with the new staff, maybe this year they kind of, after going off of what they saw last year, they were kind of like more so confident. All right, you know what? If this formula works, if we did this way, I guarantee you it'll work this time. And it's like everyone changed and they had to learn that, okay, we have to attack certain things, especially just the way this team is built as far as length and height. I know I made fun of it a lot, me personally, because I was like, I didn't know what the Toronto staff was building over there. It seems like they just got a whole bunch of lengthy guys that can maybe create some shots, maybe pass out, and then you have a short guy in Fred VanVleet. Nah, they've kind of built the team in a way that, they're positionally, they have four guys that can switch
Right,
all the time.
right. They got
Maybe you'll sacrifice height in guys like Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent Jr., but those guys are elite shot makers or
right,
guys that on the night can give you something like crazy.
right. And they could take over a game like we saw in the in the third quarter by Fred VanVleet. Totally domination, from the three ball around the curl. When you have tall guys that could set screens and really good screens, one thing I could give criticism to this team, they suck in doing screens.
Yeah.
Nobody in this team could do a freaking screen. And even Taj Gibson is getting lackadaisical on some of his screens. It's like, guys, give me some good screen, give me a double screen. Free some guy up. Give me some. They're young. They should be backdoor motioning and double cuts. And but the thing is, I could see why they don't do it to an extent because they don't have a good playmaker who could pass the ball, thread the needle passes. Maybe that's why they don't want to run that effort because I don't know. I don't know,
No,
Chef Dan.
that's not it. That's look, we have guys that can make passes. There's fundamentally, like you said, it goes back to the screens. Are you setting a good enough screen to set your man free? But then after that, let's say, the action gets blown up. Are you guys having that communication amongst each other where we're going to go, okay, here's what we're going to do now. Let's invert the process. A lot of times this game, all Toronto really did was shut down our first option, try and make us go to our second option. But what's always been our second option consistently? Isolation ball.
Right, right. Right, and that sucks too. And as much as I dislike this player, and I do not want him nowhere near this uniform, the New York Knicks uniform, but Tristan Thompson is the perfect guy for set picks, and get the guys free. And I don't want him nowhere near him. But they need that type of player who's willing to do that commitment. That's why I said, guys that's why I'm like, we could find someone out there in the G League that does those kind to a really good, not an offensive threat too much, but could set some picks, get in there, rebound, an enforcer. We saw that earlier in my chat here earlier. Was saying the Knicks need an enforcer type of player on the floor. And Gibson, he's a man who's trying to play multiple positions. He's trying to play center on the floor, be a captain on the defense, rebound, also help out on the perimeter on weak side. And maybe it's just too much for Taj Gibson in his plate.
Nah, I don't think that's it really. You know what? That does sound like a good idea, but then in hindsight, you kind of go, if you end up getting a guy just for setting screens, you end up going, well, this guy, all he knows how to do is set screens. He's not really, good at anything else. I think what should be done right now is if we are truly building this team and we're trying to get a foundation, it starts with getting the set of young guys to set good screens. I see it as something like, last year, Golden State, the reason why their offense looked like a mess and it looked like, hey, we're just going to pass it to Steph and try and do some magical things is because a lot of those guys weren't setting screens. They kept a lot of the guys they had last year that they kind of picked up among their G League teams, some that they're drafting really well. Reason being is because they're going to teach those guys. They're going to keep guys rather than try and go and purchase a guy who can set a good screen. Why not teach in-house? Hey, this is how you set a good screen.
That's why they don't have it. That's why I'm saying get a guy one roster spot, even if you have him there as a wing. Be honest with you, they have a lot of the same skill set. What is be honest with you can't give him the Wayne Selden spot. Bring in a guy who, and I'm not talking about just screen. I don't need a screener as well. We need a good screener who's a rebounder, who will get in there and be an enforcer, get in the paint, and just run amok in the paint. That type of, you know, player that goes in there, Tristan Thompson, taking it back. Like, I'm not saying Dennis Rodman because Dennis Rodman wasn't a bench player, but Rick Mahorn type of player, those that go back to the, and I know that the game has evolved and it's changed us and passed from us, but we need a guy that just, known for, Damari Carroll's out there. That's a name that's there. Mari Carroll's in NBA Africa. Small 3-and-D guy who could play the power forward position, go in there, run amok, defend, set the screen, pick and pop, screen and roll, and able to also stretch the floor with three, and those are, I'm not saying he's going to stop for a 10-day contract. It's not that I'm going to bring him here and we're going to build the franchise or think he's part of the winning nucleus. No, 10-day contract. Bring him in here just to get us feel good, momentum, to get the guys going well, stop the bleeding and not being a total, ouch in that area. Stop putting a Band-Aid on a cut. That's the type of deal that I'm talking about.
I understand that, but that when it comes down to something like that, I think the player intrinsically has to hold themselves accountable to that. And so I don't think it comes with getting a guy. I think you have to get multiple players who hold themselves accountable to setting great screens and doing the fundamental things correctly. That's what I think is more important right there. Instead of trying to go out and get the guy in on a 10-day contract.
Okay, I see that, but if they've been giving rumors, James Ultra, salute James. Rose was out for 6 to 8 weeks first until getting evaluated. So I'm gonna push it the maximum to 8 weeks. So I think 6 to 8 weeks before he gets reevaluated. So that's why I'm going with the worst case scenario in 6 weeks before we get evaluation to see when he comes back. Although he's off the walking boot. He took a picture in front of his Christmas tree with his family. No walking boot. Doesn't mean he's ready to play because he's got to heal it and strengthen condition.
I'd give it, honestly, for Rose. When did he get hurt again?
About 2 weeks ago. Because I know I was right before I went on vacation, and I've been on vacation for 2 weeks now. So yeah.
Okay, so then I'd say right around All-Star break we get him back. Because he's coming off of surgery,
right?
And he's got to work. Like, I know, like, we want him back as soon as possible, but the way Tibbs would do it with him is like, nah, you got to work yourself back, buddy.
We see, because he knows his body and he knows he's not gonna put himself in jeopardy out there because he knows he takes good. I think he takes good. Personally, to be honest with you, I think he takes good care of himself. So he knows he'll know when he's ready to go, when he's ready to get back in full gear. With that said, it'll be interesting. They got Tuesday night, the Indiana Pacers. We'll play back home. We'll see, Miles Turner again. Let's see, be interesting to see who's back for the Knicks, because if they go up against Turner with no bigs, it's going to be a little bit. But I think by then Jericho Sims got to be ready to return. I mean, he's been out just as long as the kids were. I think he was out since the Wizards game, so he should be coming back.
He should, but at the same time, we just don't know if he's symptomatic or not.
Right, which is due to HIPAA laws. Guys, they're not supposed to. They can't disclose if they have it or not. They just out for safety and protocol. They don't know if they actually have it. They could be like Mitchell Robinson claims, asymptomatics, not having it. We all found out later in press conference down the road when they returned. Obi Toppin had it. He was in bed for those 11 days, feeling sick and not doing anything. So we don't know who really is. Julius Randle could be sitting in a bed sick, or he could be asymptomatic. We don't know, and then they cannot by law disclose it due to the HIPAA laws. So we won't find out until they want to reveal it themselves when they come back on their own press conference. But the teams cannot disclose that going forward.
Yeah.
So with that said, the Knicks will hopefully rebound back to go get back into the States tonight. See if Thibodeau go back to the drawing board, coaching with the team. Interesting to see if I guarantee moves will be made for Tuesday night's game against the Pacers. Guaranteed that we'll see some G League players. I think there'll be some moves coming forward. Stay tuned with that. With that said, I want to thank everyone listening and watching along for the first game of the new 2022 year. I hope you guys enjoyed the watch along, but not the outcome. Myself, BX Sports Jet, I kept said thank you. Chef Dan. Let's say goodbye and we'll get going.
I know some of y'all didn't enjoy the outcome, but I kind of did. It told us a lot about our team. This loss, along with the Thunder's loss, and essentially so far this season, it comes back to a question that the Jedi asked me off the air, or that you may have asked me on the air, and that is, what is the identity of this team?
Right.
At the time, I told you I don't know, but now I think I truly know what this team is. It's a team that needs to be lengthy, athletic, and have shot making all in one. That's where this division is going. That's where this whole entire Atlantic division, that's where the conference is going, and we need to keep up. But we're learning.
Right, and they have for the next 2 years, I think 7 draft picks. So they have a lot of draft pick capital. Interesting. You can have a multiple of a lot and a master. You could be a tradesman of much and a master of none. So hopefully they could find that masters in that one position. Stand out. We shall see with that. Maria, thank you so much. I appreciate you always listening. Gideon, thank you. Thank you, James Ultra. Thanks everyone in the chat that was listening. Dan Jones, CB. Thank you so much. I appreciate, Lisandro Losado. Thank you. John Hoffner coming in. I know Cowboys are taking it in the chin. Knicks 100 GM. The Giants took it in the chin. The Jets pissed away the game. They had a victory there, and they got cute. Donnie Davis, thank you for coming in there. Thank God for the New York Rangers beating Tampa Bay Lightning. Thank God for them, for the only team 1-4 for New York. The Truth was here, so thank you, The Truth. I hope you subscribe and watch and join us. We appreciate you coming on and seeing you here. Of course, Linton Griffiths, thank you for that question that you gave us, and I started because I wanted to go back to Mike Ortiz. I appreciate you always coming in, and absolutely thank you so much. And I want to thank Sheldon Johnson. Was earlier from Jamaica. Willie V. He was here earlier. Marlon Johnson as well. Thank you for coming in. Jeffrey Hernandez was here. Alex Coquito. Make sure you check him out. He's close to 100 subscribers. We appreciate him always. On CB, always in there. Tracy was in the building. Tracy Acosta. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. And CR21, the depressed Knick fan. The depressed Knick fan. A Roman Reigns fan. Came in and he asked us for the score. He was in the chat. So hopefully you subscribe and hope we see you around, man. We'll try to take away that depression and make you a happy fan. And we had Jack City. Jack City was in the game. Wanted to know what was the idea of Sheldon. So we had Jack City in the chat. So thank you for coming in. So Robert Parr, the main man, was here as well. So we salute to him for coming in here. And also our friend, the best of TikTok, was in, and he said Happy New Year to us. And he always comes in from time to time. We appreciate them. And we had newcomers, Sean, as well as the Truth. So Sean Mixman was in the building. So, and of course Johnson Selden from Trinidad Tobago. So we always coming in and saying hello. And then my main man Lisandro Losado always saying hello. So thank you guys, each and every one of you. I always try to shout you out before we get off the air, saying thank you and appreciate it. And we had Mike Ortiz as well, always listens to us in the YouTube world. So salute to you. And we didn't see our Marca. We didn't see Kelvin T. Jones. I know it's a Sunday afternoon, so he's probably out and about. And Big Task. So we're thinking about you guys. We know that you always listen. Even though you don't write in the chat sometime, but we know you listen, so we appreciate you guys, and we're always thinking about you. And Gerard, what's up, Gerard? So he's in the building, and I'm great to see you guys. And from me to you, stay tuned. We might record a podcast later on or for tomorrow during the day. You'll be able to listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast. The description is in the chat, also in the page. So anywhere you get your podcasts that you have on, we always got a podcast going on the audio, not all the time, usually on YouTube, but also on audio. So you guys can listen to wherever you're at, save your battery in the doctor's office, on the train, or anywhere, in the plane, or anywhere you're driving, or in school, or bus rides. Listen to our podcast, all our different programs. We even have A to Z Media, part of our podcast with the Cowboys and football. If you like football, you want to hear football. MMA with Chef Dan and Austin, their programs always goes on the podcast. If you miss it late at night, well, hopefully we'll start turning back into the primetime hour once the Knicks schedule changes a little. We'll see. Keep tuned. A lot of good things coming up in our programs. We're going once baseball resumes, we'll talk about baseball, MLB baseball, and hopefully, if I have time, I'll try to cover the La Serie del Caribe, the Caribbean World Series. Hopefully, I can have time, but no promises because a lot of content to keep up with the Yankees, Knicks basketball, Rangers. And now covering UCF basketball, and football, Golden Knights, University of Central Florida. They're right by my home, and I'm going to start covering my home team, college team, and that's going to be new to the horizon. So there's a lot of stuff there. So, bear with us. But the Knicks and the Yankees and MMA are the bread and butter of the channel, especially MMA. But I have that to Chef Dan and Austin. Surround yourself with good players, good people, and you won't get embarrassed. So look up for that. Those are the upcoming things for 2022. And we thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Hey, hey, hey.